So I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody. Tobin and Leroy back here on a Tuesday. Hello, Leroy.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Super Bowl week. Not as excited as I normally am. I don't know why.
I have a theory on this. Is why we're not as excited. One, F the Patriots. But two,
it's not even that. I appreciate.
I think for us, I think the reasoning is I think the Canes have taken a lot out of us. I think the Canes, we were in such a we were
during the playoffs.
We were just in a playoff. We were just in a playoff.
Right.
And the championship was just decided. And so now, like, I got to tell you, like, I hadn't been as into the NFL playoffs as I usually am. Now, this has also not been the sexiest NFL playoffs in the world. A lot of new teams. You're kind of getting to know people.
Guys got free passes because of injuries.
Not a lot of great play. A lot of these games have been decided by turnovers and wackiness. You know, and so I was just asked on the way in, hey, who you got? I'm like, yeah, Seahawks. They're like, you think it's what? I'm like, yeah,
boat race.
Maybe they race, but I don't really have any passion feelings about it. And I think the reason is I think the Canes run being as magical as it was because those playoffs were playoffs, dude. Like they felt down to the wire. They felt as high stakes. Every game was basically, you know, hold on to your cheeks. And now these are teams.
Always try to put it outside, put the big TV outside. Everything's great, but it gets really chilly. It's been really chilly the last couple, so I might have to just do it inside.
All right. Got enough couch space?
I just put it on both TVs, and then there's two couches.
Yeah. That Luna, she's not gonna like company.
Oh my goodness, the other two dogs love it. Luna hides and barks.
Yep, that's what she does. She gets very mad at me.
She's mad at everybody.
Very well. I felt like in particular it was a judgment at me. I don't know. Headlines are brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your price. Zito at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. Good morning, Vlad. How are you?
I'm good, bro. I can't complain.
Are you as excited for the Super Bowl as you normally are, or do you feel you feel a little underwhelmed?
I'm very underwhelmed, and I kind of agree with you with your hurricane take. I got in on Dan Day this past weekend on our show because he wanted to start talking about like, all these new transfers and everything. The Hurricanes could be ranked number one. I'm like, Dan, I love you and everything, but I don't want to be hearing about no preseason rankings right now. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Have we not seen based on last year how that works
but
out?
I just don't want to hear it after a loss like that. Like that, the wound is still fresh. I don't care about like preseason rankings and all of that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't like the calendar with college football as it is, because like even with the Mensa thing, it was like, yeah, that's cool, but like I'm still grieving.
Right.
I don't want to hear that.
The other thing is that you know how hard it is to figure out if an 18 or 21-year-old is going to be really good. It's really hard. There's guys that get paid millions of dollars to do it in the NFL, and they get it wrong. So just take that a level down. It in so many instances, it's a crapshoot because I got to tell you, they tried to get Mendoza to come to Miami last year, but between him and he ended up at Indiana, like it's hard to figure out that that's what that guy was going to be. It's just hard. So when guys get excited about recruiting, transfer portal, I'm like, I'm with you, but look, we got to let it play out a little bit.
Yeah, well, it's not even. It's just the whole drama of all of it too. It's just like, and I get you have to be excited about because you got to fuel the beast for next year, and that's the thing is like college football. As much as it may seem like a crapshoot, a lot of these places are factories too, and so if you do have a big hole after having these 2 years,
which is
you got to keep that going. But it's like it didn't even feel like the body was cold from the season, and we're already into this whole we got to win this lawsuit, or he has to win this lawsuit to be able to come over here. It's like I guess. So I don't know. That's maybe my theory is I think that the Canes season has taken a little bit of the buzz away from the NFL.
When your team loses, though, it does take a lot of steam out of the sport. You're
not expecting your college team to go that that far when your NFL team. Their season was pretty much called halfway through.
Yeah.
Very rarely is your college team playing longer than your NFL team.
Right. Like right. Like that's what I'm saying. And then here's the second thing with the NFL. It's like our favorite TV show. We love our favorite characters.
Right.
Our characters are in here.
There's so much stakes last year too, right? Like you had the 3P.
You had a 3P, you had Saquon with his career year. And,
everybody talked about the stupid tush push.
Right. Jalen Hurts. If Jalen Hurts, you don't have it. Listen, this playoff, it was good, but it didn't have the stars. It didn't have Lamar. It didn't have Joe Burrow. Yeah, Josh Allen for a short time, but even Josh Allen, you want him to go against the other leading stars, and then Patty.
What's the new rallying cry? Is it Robert Kraft has been disrespected now that he's left out of the Hall of Fame?
Brady's got to feel scared
now. When's he allowed? When's he next year?
2 more years.
He's fine.
Come on, wait a minute. No.
Here's the difference. Brady, I think people think is getting good at broadcasting,
and he won in
Tampa. I don't think Brady's going to be held out. I don't think Brady's going to be. Now, I would like it if he would because, proper's proper. But, if I don't think he's going to suffer the same fate as these two guys. I don't think that that's the way that's going to go. But that's probably going to be the Patriots around. Oh, Mr. Kraft got left out. Whoa. But they didn't suffer. They just got here. They got to the Super Bowl immediately. It's a cool story, I guess, objectively going from 3 wins to the Super Bowl, and then the other one, Sam Darnold. It's like we kind of did the Sam Darnold thing last year,
how do we do? Oh, because
he did with the Vikings. It's just, I don't know. I'm
gonna tell you this. Thank God they got Bad Bunny performing. Thank God, because I think this might be one of the lowest rated Super Bowls of all time.
I don't think so, dude. I don't know.
It's just that's nothing.
I mean,
exactly.
No, I'm trying to think if I can think of one. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot with the Patriots Carolina,
but that was an exciting game.
No, the exciting second half.
Okay, I give you're right.
But I'm just saying, like we're talking about beforehand. You're talking about what it's gonna look like before the game starts. I'm not talking about as the game goes on and how exciting the game is. And when it was Carolina and New England, everybody was like, blah, blah. Carolina, blah.
This has Giants Ravens, blah.
Giants Ravens, no scoring.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think to be honest with you, I think New England's going to get boat raced.
You know what? I'm gonna compare it to something we watched this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be like the UFC fight. Lopez is gonna look good, but eventually, Seattle's the Aussie.
Diego Lopez is always there to get one knockdown against Alexander Volkanovski, but get wiped away the rest of the fight.
The whole night
he shouldn't have gotten that rematch in the first place. Everybody thought it was super weird that he got that rematch.
And then what happened?
He got dusted.
And that's what's gonna happen on Sunday.
He got dusted. But even Volkanovski's like, really? I'll do it, but
home? I'll do it at home.
Yeah.
That's basically what Seattle's doing. That's a short trip for them from Seattle to San Fran.
I love Volkanovski, man. I don't know if he'll headline. I mean, Miami's kind of a quick turnaround. It's April. I don't know, but he didn't look like he got very hurt from that fight. So
hurt? Did he even sweat?
I don't know. He does. I don't think he does sweat. Even at 37, he's still going.
He just pieced him up.
Pieced him up, dude. He's really good. He's really good. I mean, that guy, he had those 2 bad knockout losses. But, he came up in weight, and then he went back down. He probably fought Taporia too soon.
That's the crazy thing about, the fight game. There's, you could be just going through your career. Everything could be perfect. and you in 2 consecutive fights just get caught with something ridiculous.
Right.
And it changes how people view you when it was 2 punches.
Yeah, it was but it was crazy. Like he almost beat Islam Makhachev going up in weight. A lot of people thought that, hey, maybe he should have got it. I thought that he lost 3-2, but like it was a really good fight.
Mm-hmm.
And that was him going up in weight. And then he wanted to get his get back because it was a super close fight, and he took Makhachev on short notice, and he got kicked in the head. Happens.
I have a question about with fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Would you just rather get knocked out than like get continuously round after round get your ass beat?
Yeah, I don't know. I would like to at least go around. I would like to like show myself well. Like if I just get absolutely memed, I think I'd rather just get dusted for 5 rounds. Like I have to at least have I at least have to have a couple punches in there to look good, Vlad.
But if you know you're not gonna win, wouldn't you just rather the person just end it for you?
I would rather, yeah, but I want to try and go down on my shield. You know?
You're gonna go down on your
I don't
shield.
want to just be like, I don't want to get Ben Askren. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to just get like Masvidal flying knee. It's over.
The only reason why I said that because I just had this conversation with someone. I was like, you know what? If Bud should have just knocked out Errol Spence, and that way it might have saved him. Then the 12 rounds of just beating that he took, then you've never seen that man after.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. I can't rule it out. Boxing is a little different though. When you suffer a vicious knockout, they almost it's funny because Justin Gaethje just won the interim title, and remember he had that brutal knockout loss to Max Holloway. You remember when they pointed to the floor, and like if that happened in boxing, you would never hear when Manny Pacquiao lost to Juan Manuel Marquez the way that he did. You would have thought that his career was over. Like the way they're like, every fight that he came back, they're like, I don't know if he's going to be able to come back.
And that's only because of the way he fell. And he got knocked out.
It was a brutal knockout.
He was prone.
If that happened in UFC, you would never think about it. You'd be like, oh, all right, he'll be fine. Like, not that his career's over. Maybe he won't be champ again, but the people are like, I don't know if it's safe for Manny to be in there.
I hope
it was a great fight, too. That fourth fight where he got flatlined was probably the best out of all of them.
He was beating a living out of JMM, and the JMM caught him with the good shot.
That dude was juiced to the gills for that.
Oh,
fight.
come on. Anybody that's drinking their own urine, they're different.
Oh, hello, Tardy Pants.
I mean, shoot her some bail. She did forget her purse on her way here.
When I got into the highway, I realized my wallet wasn't with me. So I had to turn back.
Mm-hmm. And then got caught by the train.
No, that was it.
-1 for tardiness.
But the bangs are banging.
Thank you.
We'll take a break. Lots to get to here on the show. Giannis watch presumes, but the Panthers have me sad. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3. WQAM. Bush is bringing the Land of Milk and Honey tour to Hard Rock Live.
They shoot threes. Maybe the Heat could use them.
Maybe. They
Score goals.
Oh, man, we could definitely use that, too. Well, their special guest is the Mammoth, or just Mammoth.
Not from Utah?
Not from Utah. The band. They'll also have James and the Cold Gun. That also sounds like the Panthers.
Cold.
May 12th. And we're going to give away a pair of tickets today. Our giveaway time today is 12:20 p.m. So be listening to that. Keep on listening for details on how you can win. Speaking of the Cats, they lost last night to the Buffalo Sabres 5-3. They lost Sam Bennett also in the game.
They had a damn 2-man advantage.
They had a 2-man advantage, Leroy. They had a 5-3 power play, and they got, one shot on goal?
It was crazy.
It was so embarrassing.
I'm like, how you have only 3 guys over there, and you guys are passing it around and letting them get set?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, man. This just kind of feels like it's just going to be one of those years. I don't know if they got this in them anymore.
I think it had more to do with so many people that were playing unfamiliar positions, that the way they were doing things, it didn't look normally like the Panthers would look in those situations.
The weird thing is, though, probably the best line was all the guys who got called up, like the energy line. That probably played the best. Like the guys who had been there, the juice hasn't been there this season. And yeah, somebody falls apart every single game. It feels like they're having a major injury. I mean, Sam Bennett, Anton Lundell this weekend, Brad Marchand this weekend. That's already on top of Barkov. Yes, you got Tkachuk back, but he is working his way back.
Right.
Even he doesn't, quite look like he's got all that stuff going for him yet. Maybe, a little bit of a flash in St. Louis, but this team, you needed that one last night. Like, there's no mince in it. But Tkachuk said it to Katie Engelson before the game. He was like, yeah, this is the biggest game of the year. They are chasing Buffalo. They're chasing Boston. You, at the very least, needed to get a point yesterday and get it to overtime.
Mm-hmm.
And to give up a 2-0 lead, and then to lose 5-3, you had a chance to tie it with that 2-man advantage. I will, I don't want to get on the rest. I was like, that power play that they went on to go up for, that was garbage. That was such a makeup call because the dude didn't know how to skate. Ridiculous. Like, he was flying down. He tripped over Bob. Like, what is Bob supposed to do? Not try and save the puck? Ridiculous. And so he gave him a hooking for barely touching the guy. And then Sergei, I don't know what the hell he was doing yesterday, willy-nilly out of the net.
Was he leading the fast break?
I don't know what the hell he was doing. He's not having a good year. Nobody's having a good year. And this was Matthew Tkachuk after the game. And I mean, listen, he said after losing the Bennett, he puts it pretty ominously where the Cats are at right now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it seems like somebody's getting injured every night. And I feel for I mean, obviously that's never ideal when he goes out with an injury that early. But I thought some guys stepped up. I thought Lucy, I've always enjoyed playing with Lucy. I thought he hasn't played center much this year or at all, and he thought he did a really good job there. I feel for a lot of the guys too have been going at it for like 55 however many games and being put in different situations, and it's wild. And not even some of the guys in right now, I'm seeing them just work their absolute ass off and grind and play through stuff so that they can stay in and play. So it's been wild, but we are in trouble right now.
Oof.
That last part.
That's not good.
That was scary to hear from him.
Yeah, the cockiest player in all of the league just being like, "Uh-oh."
Yeah, he's a tired team. It's been 3 years, man.
And I would say this. The easiest way to get hurt and banged up is be tired. You just got nothing, right? It's like they're putting on a good, Rudy effort, but it's like nothing's in the tank. And that's why the young guys look so energized, right? They haven't had that.
Mackie Samuskevich has not had a good season.
No.
He is not. He can't.
I meant the call-ups.
Oh, yeah, from time to time.
Right, but they're not good enough, but they just show energy.
Yeah, from time to time. I mean, but like, yeah, you need your big dogs to go. And like I think the thing that we also lose is like, while they're going for a three-peat, they've already been to the Cup 3 straight times.
Correct.
This would have been an attempt to get to a 4th straight Stanley Cup final.
Correct.
Even with it trying to be their attempt at a three-peat. But there are worrying things as far as just like, once you lost Alexander Barkov, and I said this before the season, I'm like, I don't know if you overcome that. Like, I'm sorry, but he is, we are under the assumption always, because the Cats have gotten through the Tkachuk thing and all that stuff. Like, Tkachuk brings an attitude to this team and certainly like an edge to him, but he's not as good a player as Alexander Barkov is.
Barkov brings the talent.
He's everything. Even Matthew Tkachuk made the point last night. He said that he said this flatly on Buffalo. He's like, Buffalo's more skilled than we are. And I was just like, what? Like, and I guess, yeah, when you don't have this much firepower and you lose Sam Bennett and you have all these guys, like, yeah, the Cats have like a brute style. Like, I know he's referring to maybe like just their excellence of like handling the puck and chemistry amongst each other. But I just, ever since Barkov went down at camp, that probably should have been the sign. Like, this was going to be a heinous, cursed season. And then on top of it, you were chipped away with, no Seth Jones, no Gadjevich, no Kulikov, no Sick out to start the year. And throughout the land, now we've gotten Lundy getting hurt and Marshy getting hurt and Benny getting hurt. And, I just don't know what the recovery point is, other than, there's going to be a lot of guys who get some time off of the Olympics, and then there won't be. There'll be a lot of guys playing for Finland. But the defense just, I mean, every year last year, if the Cats had a lead in the third period,
it was over.
And now it's like you're holding on to your cheeks.
It's almost like they run out of energy at the end of the second period. And even when the third period started, holy smokes, they were energy. Everything seemed to be going, oh, we got this. And it just kind of.
Yeah, I'm not loving this. And then Sergei's not having a good year either. He's been tough, and this is the last year of his contract, and I'm not ready for.
It's time.
I'm not. What do you mean it's time? What does that mean? It's time. You guys think that you're going to play Tarasov and this thing's going to get fixed? And it's not.
By the way, that's sports. Contrary to what you believe, and we like him, and everybody loves Bob. There's no disputing that.
It's just not fair.
But from a franchise and an organization, when they see an older player have a year like this, you move on. I'm sorry. That's the reality of it. Whether you like it or not, that's how sports works.
Yeah, it's how sports works, but it's ridiculous to put this season on Sergei Bobrovsky.
Nobody said that.
It kind of does feel like that,
Nobody
because
said
that's
that.
like what everybody's going to go to, and they're going to say, we'll put old goalie, we'll put in new goalie, that'll fix everything.
No, I don't even believe that. I don't.
Then what are you asking for?
I'm not asking. I'm just saying I wouldn't extend Sergei with this year that he's having, simply because
he's old.
Right.
He's getting older.
Like these organizations.
So you extend Marchand, but you're not going to extend Sergei Bobrovsky?
Yes.
Different position.
Who cares?
It's like extending a wide receiver versus extending a quarterback.
Okay, well, who's showing up for every game, though?
If he's playing like this?
Who's showing up for every game?
Well, if he's showing up, I don't expect 5 goals.
You giving somebody extension for showing up?
Yeah, actually, I am. That guy's a legend.
I would. That
guy's a legend. And by the way, goalies.
Nobody's disputing any of that.
They don't grow on trees, dude. You don't just find them anywhere.
I'm not disputing any of what you're saying. Okay, but from an organizational standpoint, after seeing what you just saw this year out of Sergei, and now you're saying we have to make the decision to extend him for a couple more years, right? In most cases, organizations, no matter how good the player has been, is going to say no. They're going to say we need to move on from this.
Do you know how ridiculous that sounds, though? Like,
no, it's not ridiculous.
It is ridiculous because look at this team. No, I'm serious. Look at this team.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not supposed to all just be on Sergei Bobrovsky. Hold on. It's not just supposed to be on one guy. You're supposed to be a collective unit in a defensive system.
Correct.
You've gone half this season with half of your defenders being out. your best
Mhm.
defensive center being out.
Mhm.
Like, you don't think that's going to change some things on how you play hockey and the risks that you're able to take?
Absolutely.
And honestly,
Absolutely.
Bob will have these lulls in the regular season. Who in the playoffs is better than that guy? There's nobody.
Are we going to get to the playoffs?
No, probably not.
Okay, then. So
Probably not. So you're just done? You're casting off a legend?
Yes.
Like that, Vlad?
Yes.
Wait. Can I ask you a question?
That's so silly.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Have you been paying attention to sports your life?
Yeah. But you guys
There's
want to.
nobody. Wait.
I've already been
If
on this
the
block.
Miami Heat.
I've already been on this block. You guys wanted Bobrovsky gone in year 2.
No. If
Well, you
if
would've
the
been-
Miami Heat could come off D Wade,
Mm-hmm.
you telling me the Panthers can't come off Bobrovsky?
Yeah, that was a terrible decision to go off of D Wade.
All right.
What is it?
That's your
But
retort?
I'm just saying that at some point, all these organizations have to make decisions on older players.
Good. All right, great.
And so you think that at the end of the year you would pay Sergei however much
without even thinking it.
You would have paid Jimmy. So your track record is no good.
I mean, okay, but the difference between Jimmy Butler and Sergei Bobrovsky,
Huh?
what's the difference between them?
Well,
Between
one
who?
guy got you 2 titles.
One guy got you 2 titles.
One guy
Correct.
got you 2 titles.
Correct.
One guy's going in the rafters. One guy has
Yes.
more than earned everything that he's gotten for this team.
Yes.
And this team is not
That-
set up for for it to all fall on Sergei Bobrovsky.
Wait.
Is silly.
Hey,
And who are you gonna get? Who are you gonna replace? You
And-
think Tarasov's ready?
No, hold on.
You think Tarasov's ready? What with
At
3
no-
good games that he's had?
At no point in time.
Who are they replacing him with?
Hold on. At no point in time am I putting all this on Sergei. But I'm saying at the end of the year, when an organization has to make decisions and the decision comes up, hey, do we want to extend him? Right? That conversation comes up. And you're like, based on last year,
Right.
no.
No, that's smart. You should definitely extend Brad
If
Marchand. Been there for 3
Bill,
seconds.
if Bill Zito decides to move on, do you trust him?
No, not that decision.
Wait, all of a sudden, Bill Zito, the
Last
guy,
week it was in Bill Zito we trust.
and just
Do you
because
know? Do you want to know who I trust more than Bill Zito?
Who?
Sergei
Okay.
Bobrovsky. That's who.
Oh,
He's not a genius without Sergei Bobrovsky, and he didn't even bring him in here. All right, you know what he is? He's just Willie. That's all he is without Sergei Bobrovsky.
See, I love this because Tobes has known this was gonna happen for months.
Yeah, I know, because I know how the hockey fans going to be down here. They're going to be like, let's just change the goalie, brr.
And then all of a sudden, yeah, it's funny how you talking about Bob, but for other players, you won't do that on other teams.
Like who? Exactly.
He's giving you a look though.
I'm giving him a look because he's gonna be
waiting
like
for you to
that too.
guess.
Name it.
Tua,
I was for extending Tua.
and then how that
Tua
happened.
can't stay healthy.
Okay, so Bob's gonna get younger.
I don't think it's an age thing with Bob. I think the team's not
Oh
as
my
good.
god! Hey, bro, listen. When you're up 1-0, when your team is
Bob's
up 1,
Bob's had rough regular seasons before.
exactly. And guess what? When your
It happens.
players and then when your offensive players aren't there because of injury, you got to hold the fort down. You're gonna have to.
How much is he supposed to hold the fort down?
He needs to be playoff Bob in the regular season.
Okay, well, that's not how playoff Bob works.
Wait, what?
That's not how that works.
Hey, if you're great, you just got to be
So he
great.
now says he'd be regular season Bob and playoff Bob?
Yes,
Okay, so Matthew Tkachuk can go off and be podcast boy all over the place.
he's hurt.
and hobnob
He's
and
hurt.
nobody bats an eye. Brad Marchand can be here for 3 seconds, has a good run for a month,
We're not knocking
and then
Marchand.
can't stay healthy.
See,
Why not?
we
Why
cannot
not? You
Marchand.
barely know Brad Marchand. He came around coattail
Wait,
riding
why do you
on the
think-
Panthers.
Why do
And
you
when-
think this decision? And see, me saying what I'm saying has nothing to do with Bob, but more to do with the situation.
What's the situation? You
The
don't want to pay him?
situation is that he's getting older, and your last vision of him hasn't been good.
That's loyalty. You guys
It
are
has nothing to do with
rats
loyalty.
off a ship. I'm ashamed of you.
Hey, I never said I was rats off a ship. Okay.
So you
Oh,
Loyalty?
listen, look at you.
Mhm.
oh, what? Because I don't agree
unbelievable.
with you right now.
No, I don't.
Okay.
You just
I
kicking
got-
Sergei Bobrovsky out the door.
No,
I
that's
Kicking him
not
out the door. You've always wanted to do this.
who me.
Since you called him 4-goal Bob. You've been waiting for this moment.
Oh, did I not apologize and say I was wrong?
No, actually you didn't. You said
I
it was like a
did.
gambling bit. You never apologized and said you were wrong.
I said, yeah, I was winning money, so I was riding the wave.
Wait a minute, you talking
He's
about
already
loyalty?
smiling.
You're quick to trade guys at any chance you get.
Not 2-time champions. Not guys who have brought more joy to this city than any athlete since D Wade.
I can't believe I'm listening to this guy.
And it's the truth. You guys are rats off a ship off a legend. That's how it is.
See, and here's where
twice the championships of Dan Marino.
Here's what I hate about this.
He's Hockey Larry Zonka.
Wait, here's what I hate about this argument is that you're taking the situation that we're talking about and saying we hate Bob. And that's not the case at all.
No, what I'm taking is the team has 10 players out right now, and people are saying, you know what the problem is? Sergei Bobrovsky looks long in the tooth.
And I'm not, and my conversation had nothing to do with that. My conversation had to do with the decision that the organization would have to make at the end of the year based on what they saw this year.
Here's the decision they should make. They should say, oh, we're going to get all our players back. We should keep our goalie.
All right. It could very well happen.
So let me get this straight. In your scenario, let me just get this straight. You're ready. Okay? You're ready. Next year, kick Bob out the door. He goes signs up with the Oilers. Kick Bob out the door. And you're going to play Daniil Tarasov, who hasn't anchored a playoff run before. You're ready to do that.
I'm saying the conversation needs to be had.
I'm having the conversation now.
You can trust Bill Zito to make a move.
Why? Why should I trust Bill Zito? He handed out these.
Time out. Wait.
It's easy.
You have the audacity to ask that question?
Yeah, I do. Actually.
Why do you ask? How do you have the audacity?
Because he made the decision to move on from Bob.
Yeah,
and so
big mistake.
All his credibility.
So getting Seth Jones and Brad Marchand last year.
Oh, you mean the Seth Jones he kicked a goalie out the door for?
And did it work out?
Now all of a sudden,
did it work out?
Now all of a sudden, you got to pay the piper for that. Yeah, you want to know why it worked out? Because of Bob. That's why it worked out.
God.
That's why. That's why. That's why it worked out. That's why Bill Zito looks like a genius. And now you guys want to be rats off a ship on him. Not rats on the ice, rats off a ship.
No, we're not rats off a ship on the Panthers. We're not rats off a ship on the Panthers.
I can't even look at you guys.
You don't have to.
Can't even look at you guys.
You don't have to.
Because we won't say
it's embarrassing behavior. It's
that we
it's
we don't think there should be a conversation.
No. I think Bob having a bad year is fine.
But having a bad year at 40.
He's not 40. He's 37.
He'll be 30.
He's 37.
He'll be 38.
He's 37.
Having a bad year at 38.
He's 37.
Having a bad year at 38.
Older. He's
37. Having a bad year at 37 doesn't raise eyebrows.
Yeah, would you have said that last year when he was raising the cup at 37?
No.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Right. He raised the cup at 37. Is he going to raise the cup at 38?
Yeah, he would. If he actually had some teammates who could show up for work.
You know, he could stop goals too when the team gives him a 1-0.
Supposed to stop 100 goals this year? How about somebody score some
goals?
If you're up
1-0, your job is to stop goals.
Hey, Vlad, how about when you have a 5-3 advantage, podcast boy puts the biscuit in the basket? How about that? While he's glad-handing with everybody, going on Miami Voice. Who was that person he was dancing on stage with?
Role
model. How about Carter Verhey picks it up a little bit and doesn't have a 2-week little flurry?
Time out. See, this is what I don't like. Okay, because when the guy just had his baby and he was scoring all those goals, oh my God, this is Carter Verhey.
What's all of a sudden now you don't want to be a good papa? Where's my pucks going in the net?
You know what? You're a father. Sometimes the kids wear on you.
Ridiculous.
It's gonna happen.
Where are the Sams? Where are they? Gustav Forsling. More like Gustav Forsling.
All right.
Where's your defense, Gus?
I got no argument there.
Ekblad.
Oh, wait a minute.
Mikola!
Now he's ripping Ekblad the other day.
Yeah. He's ripping everybody.
Where's the polar bear?
Ekblad, go beat up Kupka.
Yeah, where is he?
Now,
a bunch of pretty boys. A bunch of pretty boy champs, and you guys want to put this all on the legend.
Nobody, see, here's what I don't understand. How the conversation we were talking about whether to extend Bob has to do with all the things that you're talking about. Because when we started this conversation, it was like Bob isn't having a good year and you're going to have to make a decision afterwards. Nobody said it was all Bob's fault, but you will agree Bob hasn't had a good year.
Yeah, but it's regular season, Bob. If they were in the playoffs, there's nobody you trust.
You can't get into the postseason if you don't win in the regular season.
It's not on him. It's not just on him.
Oh my
It's a team sport.
It is a team sport. So hold up your end. Stop giving up.
How about anybody else holds up their end?
Oh my God. Tobin.
5-on-3 power play. Can't even get a shot on Alex Lyon, his water boy, who actually did help us on this run too. So all love to you, Alex Lyon. Really apologize for that. I didn't mean to catch some shrapnel. It's really on Podcast Boy and the rest of this crew.
I can't believe you're really going after Matthew Tkachuk like that.
I'm not going after anybody. I'm defending Sergei Bobrovsky.
But no, there's nothing to defend. Nobody said he was a bad player. Nobody said any of that.
You just said you wanted to send him to the Yotes.
No, what I said is a conversation needs to be made on whether you should extend Bob or not.
Here's the
based on the year he just had.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here's
what your conversation.
Here's the conversation.
Here's
my conversation.
Okay.
Extend them or you're frauds.
Okay.
And I'm talking to Bill Zito there.
Okay.
And any Panthers fan that wants to get off Sergei Bobrovsky, guess what? You're not a Panthers fan. You're a coward.
Why? Because
they're cowards. That's what they are.
Younger. Because you're going to be the same guy in 2 years.
You guys said the same thing about him after year 1, year 2, and you wanted him gone. And now what? Now you all wear your Bobby jerseys.
You were a jinx that people had to keep
away from him. I was not a jinx. I was not a jinx.
J-Fig, was he not?
You guys made up some show bit, and the truth of it is, that's my guy.
J-Fig.
Who got a hug from him?
J-Fig.
Show bit. It was not a show bit.
It was a show bit.
J-Fig.
You guys just made up.
You stopped going around. You stopped talking to him, and they went to the finals.
Really?
You were the mush.
Really?
Yeah.
They called you the mush. That's ridiculous. To the point that after they won the title, you begged. It's like, now can I go?
Okay, so then how come they won the title then after when I talked to him?
Because Bill Zito made some moves, getting Brad Marchand and Seth Jones.
How
about that?
Great,
How about that?
Great job.
Huh?
Great job.
Didn't he finagle them?
Great job.
Didn't he finagle them out of $10 million?
Yeah. You should. You want to know why? You want to know why they paid them those monies? Because they were fat cats at their other places.
To the point that now they're trying to make moves to not allow these shenanigans to happen because the Panthers were taking advantage of it.
Blame is started with Tampa.
Right, but then what? Zito just did it better.
The Kucherov year.
And Zito did it better.
Well, that's the other thing was we can't break the rules this year. This sucks.
Well, so is it Zito's fault?
Yeah, because you should be able to. You can't GM without finagling the rules.
It's sports. We always finagle the rules.
Well, he can't this year. So is he a LTIR merchant?
Why are you so angry?
Because you guys want to kick Bob out the door.
Nobody said
kick Bob out.
It sounds like it. I mean, if this isn't kicking him out the door, it sure sounds like kicking him out the door.
Nobody said kick Bob out. All I ever said was, based on the year that Bob had, do you have to have a conversation on whether to extend him?
Here's my
that was it. That's
your
your conversation.
How many years you want, Mr. Bobrovsky? Thank you for taking our franchise out of poverty.
And so you're okay with paying guys a service fee?
Service fee?
Like, based on what you've done, we're going to extend you.
I have faith that he would be a good goalie in the playoffs. And that next year he will be a good goalie in the playoffs. He's having a bad year. You want to know something? The Panthers are having a bad year.
They are.
And to just put it on him is
ridiculous. No.
It is.
But when your team is having a bad year, these are the conversations that have to be had.
Okay, what's the bigger reason?
I'm just telling you what the conversations.
I'm asking you a question. What is the bigger reason the Panthers are out with that? Sergei Bobrovsky or injuries?
Injuries.
Okay, so now you're going to just kick him out the door when everybody gets healthy.
That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that when you have a season like this and the season is over, you have to have these conversations based on what you saw this year. That's the reality. So when they have the conversation after the season, they're going to say, hey, is 37-year-old Bob going to turn it around, or are we starting to see the decline?
What is Matthew Tkachuk going to turn it around? When's he turn it on? When's that happen? Because he's 27. When's he get it going?
He's been back from injury. He's been back from injury for a week.
Yeah, I know. He basically
like 3 weeks.
He's going to go to the Olympics, though. Good for him.
Wait, why are you getting mad at other players they ain't do nothing to Bob?
You did.
Well, I didn't ask him to skate
out the door.
I didn't ask him to skate out to the blue line to play hockey.
You cheered when he fought.
Huh?
You cheered when he fought.
Yeah. That was cool.
Take a break. Back up to this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. So James Harden's asking out again, huh? Imagine that.
They've been pretty good too.
Yeah, well, not good enough for him. I gotta say, when you were at 6-26 one time, asking for an extension in the middle of that year, kind of balls. And he's gonna end up. Where's he going? So they're saying he's gonna go to Cleveland.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Cleveland made the move.
This could work out. This could be good for us. This could be good for us.
Why you say that?
Well,
here's the thing:
James Harden with Spida.
That's a short, non-good defensive lineup. But we are at Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't make this deal happen in the next 48 hours, Giannis coming to Miami, I think that dream is over.
I don't disagree with you. I want to get into that on the other side, though. We don't have a ton of time here with the whole Giannis thing because I do think there's been some interesting stuff that's peeped out on that. But on the Harden thing, I mean, this guy is just an all-time. I mean, just an all-time L. I can't believe this, dude. Like he chose. Yeah, actually, I kind of am. Like, what are you getting an extension for? What have you done?
Same way Jimmy was asking for an extension.
Jimmy at least got his team to the finals. This guy goes every single time. He's like, oh, yeah, come on, extend me, baby. It's like, for what? For what? We started the year in the toilet. Were you not part of that? And you go on a little, they're not even in the play-in.
What are they, 11th?
That's crazy. And he's like, yeah, get me out of here. Be called Daryl Morey a liar in China. Getting in Cleveland, though, like, I don't know, what's the strip club scene like that over there? Not too good?
No, not good.
That's what he deserves.
What we considered 4s would be their 10s.
He deserves that. And get Spider the hell out of there, too. He's gonna be like,
no,
sucks.
Wait a minute. No. This may be interesting. Spider might not leave if Mr. Harden's there. Because the next season, the king may return.
So you talking about Harden, Spider, and LeBron?
Mm-hmm. With Mobley.
Better score 180.
Well, they'll have Mobley and Allen.
Well, it sounds like they're trading Allen.
Allen went off.
It sounds like Cleveland's.
Didn't he just have 40 piece?
40. He got a 40 burger the other night.
40 burger.
It sounds like Cleveland is kind of cutting ties with a lot of guys. I don't think that Kenny Atkinson, who I wish no success to, I don't think things are going great over there for him. And so, yeah, things
they might make him.
Things could be getting nuked over there in Cleveland
to make a move.
For what?
I think they're trying to get Braun back.
Oh yeah, they probably are. But like,
how about this?
Is that going to swing the title for them?
Don't be surprised if the whole Clipper thing just falls apart and Tyronn Lue leaves, maybe returns back to Cleveland and runs it back with Spider, Harden, and LeBron. Just me throwing something crazy out there.
If that means Kenny Atkinson loses his job, I'm for that.
I think Atkinson will lose his job unless they get to the NBA Finals this year.
That's what happens when you're an enemy out of me, you know?
When you're an
Take
enemy.
note. You play cute games, and all of a sudden you thought it was fun. Out of a job now.
Wait a minute. Are you still upset at the fact that he benches guys and they still whooped your team's ass?
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be upset with your team for getting their ass whipped by?
No, because his plan didn't work.
It did.
No, they lost the next night. Everybody he rested for, they lost.
When he won, he still got the split.
Silly plan. He played cute games. He lost cute prizes.
So you're upset.
Why? You are on one today.
I'm not happy right now.
Why are you very happy?
Panthers. Very upset. Everybody wants Bob gone.
No,
I feel like it's
not.
I feel like it's.
That wasn't even.
I feel like it's 2019 all over again. Just me alone.
That wasn't even the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
The conversation was based on how Bob has played. Everybody said he's having
the Panthers. So I would like you to change it to the Panthers.
Has everybody who commented about Bob's play, have they said Bob hasn't had a good year? Is this factual?
Bob hasn't had a good year.
Okay.
I can say that objectively as numero uno Bobrovsky
and
fan.
so I said.
But you want to know what I do? You want to know what I do? Do you want to know what I do?
No, I don't know.
But you're going to tell us anyway.
Yeah. I always will trust Sergei Bobrovsky.
I again, whether you trust Sergei or not, at the end of this year, based on the information they have from this year, with Bob not having a good year, they have to make the decision, of whether to extend him.
I would be disappointed.
That was the conversation.
That's
all the conversation was.
I would be disappointed in Bill Zito for that.
Why?
Because to take anything from a year like this, where you have all of your centers gone from the Stanley Cup final run, all of them, not one,
all of them,
correct. I would think that would be a horse's ass evaluation, respectfully, Mr. Zito.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, repeat what you just said, because I think I
said
heard it right.
If you are evaluating Sergei Bobrovsky off a team that has this many injuries, no centers from their Stanley Cup final run, all of them hurt right now, all of them, I would think that would be a horse's ass evaluation, respectfully, Mr. Zito.
Okay, but these conversations have to be had.
Bring me in those conversations.
And they're going to have a lot of monetary conversations with a lot of guys on the team.
Yeah, get the fat cats out of
so
here.
That
get them out.
So now, question: when you're asking for an extension, shouldn't you be playing your best hockey?
Yeah, that would be ideal.
Okay, and if you're playing a long ways from that, is it okay for the organization that you're asking to extend you to have questions about whether they should, based on how you played the previous year?
They shouldn't have questions.
See, this is what I don't like, right? This is what I don't like about Tobin.
Like,
if this was any other team that was doing that, he'd be like, he'll make fun of them for signing their player out of the loyalty when he's past his prime or he's showing his age. But because this
guy is his guy,
and it's his guy,
it's his guy.
He's not gonna follow his own mantra.
What is my mantra?
Your mantra is, fat cats, they gotta go.
He's not a fat cat. You can't be a fat cat if you don't have a contract.
He's trying to be a fat cat.
Well, it's hard to say. He's not. He doesn't have a contract. Contract you can't be a fat cat. Them's the rules.
How you figure that? Jimmy was trying to be a fat cat, and
no,
it wasn't a contract year. You're right. You're right. It wasn't a contract year.
We'll take a break. More to come. Giannis doesn't seem to like Steph Curry too much. Back after this. All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Wes Goldberg from Locked On Heat's going to join us later on this hour. We'll talk to our guy Wes about all the happenings around the NBA. Trade deadline is Thursday at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock? 3 o'clock, right?
3 p.m. Eastern.
3
It don't
p.m.
matter.
Eastern. 3 p.m. Eastern. Last night, the Miami Heat had their gala. Riley looked quite chipper. He was having a good time yesterday.
He was bringing on the moves.
He was getting down at the party. It was the 20th anniversary celebration, so Shaq was there, D Wade, the whole team from 2006 was there.
Yeah, he's reminiscing about a glorious time 20 years ago.
Maybe he was reminiscing. Maybe he was pre-celebrating. Hard to say.
You would.
It's hard to say, Vlad.
I can't believe.
It's hard to say, dude. It's hard to say.
I can't believe. Why can't he just be celebrating the fact that 20 years ago, these group of men helped bring the city of Miami its first NBA championship?
It could be. I'm not disagreeing with
Why
you.
it's got to insinuate? Why you have to insinuate it can mean other things?
Why do you have to take it as an insinuation? I'm just saying what I saw. He looked very happy.
And I would be happy too if I recollect about the great memories that I had 20 years ago with these men and ladies and personnel.
Was it a reminiscing dance though, or was it just
he's
just
80
a big one?
for Christ's sakes?
I know, very impressive to pop and lock at that age.
So
Why are you so angry today?
What?
You just like bitter beer face.
How am I bitter? I just celebrated. What are you talking about? Are you doing math problems again?
No, I didn't do nothing. No.
How is that bitter?
You just own one today, and I don't know why. I don't know what me and Vlad did to you.
Oh, it ain't us. It ain't us.
We already discussed this last segment.
No,
I know
why he was upset.
Why?
I know
Because of Bob.
We're not going to discuss.
Yeah,
this
but that's
again.
not.
We're bringing up this. I'm not upset about this. This is great news.
You really? Here's the thing, Tobin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you coming Friday upset if a certain Greek is not on your squad.
I'm not going to be upset.
Okay.
I'm not going to be upset. I think honestly, if I put it at, I think you asked the percentage last year. I think it's the same thing. I think it's probably like 25% they got him. But the thing that I found ridiculous over these basketball
It's the
days,
Minnesota.
the Minnesota one's weird, but I think that the Warriors thing has been the strangest out of all of them, because I'm just like, that's like not a good trade, and everybody in the NBA media sphere is like, that's a great trade. I'm like, what? Am I high as a kite here, Yogi? What are we talking about? You're trading Draymond Green, Jonathan Kuminga. At one point, it was Jimmy on a torn ACL and Jonathan Kuminga for Giannis and picks. I don't know. I thought it was crazy. I'm like, am I taking crazy pills? Usually I don't feel like, I'm trying to be objective on this, but I was like, that objectively seems like a terrible deal for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
But is it?
Why would I want Draymond Green if I'm the Bucks?
As a person who's familiar with your work, it's hard to determine whether you were being sincere with your "that's a terrible trade" or more along the lines of "it would be so much better in Miami."
It's both.
Okay.
I mean, I kind of feel like it is a better team if he comes to Miami.
No, I know, but in most of your trades, you talk about.
I get everybody loves Steph Curry. I love Steph Curry too. Like, it would be awesome if Steph Curry until he was 50 gets to play for the championship. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that, dude. It doesn't work like that.
Bob?
It's not the same thing.
Leroy.
Here's
Talk about Leroy.
Hold on. It's not the same thing, because you're basically, in your argument, you would say, do you think that Steph Curry should get to leave on his terms?
Yes.
Okay, that's my point.
But
if Steph Curry was up for a contract this year, and the Warriors said, kick him out the door, dude, can't have threes anymore.
I mean,
didn't they do that with Clay?
Yeah, they did. It wasn't right.
What do you mean it wasn't right? It was right. Clay is washed.
It wasn't the right thing to do.
It doesn't matter if it's the right thing
to
do.
As a person if you run a business, you can't run a business like that.
If you were a Warriors fan,
yeah,
okay. If you were a Warriors fan, you may, if you were a Warriors fan, this is what my problem was with kicking D Wade out the door. If you're a Warriors fan and the run is over, do I want to watch the Warriors struggle to hold their head above water and try and bring Jimmy Butler in or all these other guys in to try and make it work? Or do I want to watch my guys who won the championship? Because I'll tell you, when I go watch the Warriors play, those guys get heroes welcome. All of them. Splash Brothers. Steph obviously gets the biggest. People love Klay Thompson too. And to kick him out of the door, it wasn't right. And want to know something? He feels some type of way about it.
Well, take it from a guy who had to cover the Los Angeles Lakers during the end of the Kobe years when Jeannie Buss, yes, out of loyalty and respect, paid that man a 2-year, $48 million contract?
Yep.
That pushed the franchise back 5 years.
Did it?
Yes, it did.
Because they couldn't draft correctly or couldn't handle their assets. Like they got LeBron James, they got Luka. I think they've done okay.
They did it back because they had to bring in like Magic, and LeBron wanted to go to LA. So the fact that they got LeBron to go, but sometimes doing that,
it really was a harmless thing.
But sometimes doing that, being loyal to a franchise player, pushes the organization back.
How many times has it really done it? Because it really didn't turn the Lakers back.
Like, it did. They didn't go. Dude, it was 7 years. They were non-relevant.
Yeah, but Kobe. But do they talk about Kobe nonstop like he's a god?
That's great. But then they also remember that they didn't win titles for a while.
Let me ask you something right now. If the New York Knicks won the championship,
oh God, that would be so great.
Listen to me. Right now, look at me in the eye. If the New York Knicks won the championship, Jalen Brunson was Finals MVP, and the time came when Jalen Brunson was 39 years old.
I love you, JB, but it's time to go.
You're such a liar.
No, I'm not.
You don't know how to experience it then.
No, yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
You know, we've seen this before. What about
Patrick Ewing,
JT down here in Miami?
Yeah, they let him go to New York.
Yeah.
What about? Wait, there was at the end of Dan Marino's career.
Minnesota was the
Well, he didn't go though.
No, he chose not to go, but Miami did not want him here.
Yeah, there were times when they didn't, and a lot of people would have been upset, and a lot of people, and that's probably part of the reason why he didn't.
I think the sprinklers Jacksonville going on right now. That was his last game.
Tough.
Yeah. You see? Yeah, you remember that?
It was an ugly ending.
Yeah, you saw that. He thought about it. And he was like,
"It was an ugly ending."
Yeah, Dan was, and guess what? We all loved Dan. Dan was donezo. He was washed at that time.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't. Did he give up the 62 points? All of them?
No, but
he didn't help. He only scored 7.
So I understand how people could be attracted or attached to players. I'm not even disputing that. But that's not the job of the organization. The job of the organization is to maintain.
Yeah, but you're only allowed to do that if you can guarantee that you're going to find something that will definitely have you win.
But again,
which they haven't been able
to do. But again,
Wait,
if Bill Zito decides to move on from Sergei, I would think that we would have to trust the decision that he makes to replace Sergei.
Well, here's what I would say to that. And this would be my disagreement on that. You trusted your evaluation enough in Sergei Bobrovsky the year before to trade Spencer Knight.
Correct.
So your evaluation changes off a crazy year where everybody gets hurt.
Maybe you gave up Spencer Knight so you could get Seth Jones.
You did it to get Seth Jones, but you don't give up.
You did it to get a championship right now.
But you don't give up a goalie because you do that. And he said this like that. He believes Sergei Bobrovsky can hold up. Now this is going to be the year you evaluated over. That's silly.
But
that's bad evaluation.
That's how it works.
That's a panic move though. It's bad evaluation.
It's not a panic.
It is.
I got new information. I got new data. I can't implement the new data that I've just gotten.
Not this data. So what data you trust?
What data do you use and what data do you throw out?
I would trust 3 straight runs to the Stanley Cup final more than I would a year where half the team was gone, Leroy.
But that year is at age 37.
Okay, that's fine. I will acknowledge that he's older. He was also old when they won the Stanley Cup and they actually had their team. So as an evaluator, I think I'm going to trust that more than this circus bear year.
Again, I don't know what they're going to decide. But
you ought to decide.
For you to just say, no, I said the conversation needs to be had. And for you to just say, I only trust Bill Zito if he makes the decision I would make.
I don't think that's good evaluation.
Crazy.
I don't think that's good evaluation.
How can you give this man that much praise and then say, but if he does
that's not evaluation, that's a panic move.
Is it?
Yeah. You're evaluating a season when you lost your captain the first day in camp and you had 10 of your players out throughout the year.
I mean,
What kind of evaluation is that?
So wouldn't Milwaukee also have to evaluate the trade offers that they're getting? And
What does that have to do with anything?
I'm just saying because I just like the way when if for your guy, I love how you cape for your guy. And it's the same thing with when you're looking at
Milwaukee has tried that. They've tried to go out there and do everything they can to help them win. There's a part of me that respects that for them.
And they've also done.
But I have no feelings for them because they stuck their beak in the Damian Lillard business. So if they, sorry, what goes around comes around. If you would have just seriously, if you would have just let us have Damian Lillard and you wouldn't have stuck your beak in the business, the Heat would have won a championship. Giannis might have, been happier, could have gotten Drew Holiday back, and he would have never even thought about it. But nope, they had to get nosy.
It always goes back to how it affects Tobin.
Yeah, that's right.
I love it.
Take a break. Back up to this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Wes Goldberg from Lockdown Heat's going to join us in about 10 minutes. We'll talk some Giannis and NBA trade deadline with him. Heat back on the hardwood tonight. They take on the Atlanta Hawks. No Tyler Hero. He's out. Ribs.
Man, I've had rib injuries. Not like that.
He has decided to not partake in the 3-point contest and defend his title.
Okay, so he would have been invited.
I mean,
He was invited.
Champion.
Okay,
He was invited,
right?
But he turned it down.
I mean, don't you have to?
That's a bad look.
It would have been a bad look.
I don't think shooting threes though has anything to do with
But it would have been a bad look.
right. All right.
I don't think that would have gone over great.
On whose? How would it be a bad look? Depending on what team he would be on.
You played 11 games this year, and you've decided to show for the 3-point contest.
Well, I'm healthy right now, and I'm the defending.
He's not healthy right now. He's not playing tonight.
But the All-Star game's in another 2-3 weeks.
I mean, I guess.
I'm just saying.
It's probably not a great sign for his health if he's turning it down.
No. But he looked good yesterday.
He did. He looked like he was styling.
I don't understand what is going on with him.
What do you mean?
Like, what?
He had like a rib thing. It's like in the sternum.
No, I know.
Why is he snake bit?
I don't know. Why?
Why is he?
Something had to
AD?
be broken or detached for it to be this long.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of times the sport doesn't do the player any justice because they're
not sharing what's actually wrong.
right. Exactly.
Don't know. I don't think he can win either way there, right? Because it's like if it's something really bad, then
If it's something really bad, it looks worse. And if it's just something a little boo-boo, then we're wondering, is he tough?
By the way, Terry Rozier is getting his money.
Oh, that's big news.
What happened now?
He won his arbitration hearing with the Players Association, and apparently you can only withhold for like abuse cases. So he's getting his $27 million.
So you can gamble, but you can't.
Apparently so. They can't withhold it. They can't withhold it.
Yes.
They would have to, I guess they can't put him on leave. They would have to actually suspend him, which they haven't. They've just put him on leave. And so if you're on leave, if it's not a case, I think, of abuse, then he gets his money.
So basically, he's only on your books for another 3 months.
Yeah. He's only on the books now. But I
So
would.
now that he's getting his money, you could trade him in.
I do think that. I think they were allowed to anyway. It seemed like that's what everybody. I mean, nobody's. Adam Silver makes no decisions, and he's a coward who sits on his hands. But
Well, there's just rules that govern what he can do. No, there is.
There's no rules in saying what somebody's being investigated by your league.
All right.
And saying you can't say.
All right, you seem to have all the rules.
I do have
all the
answers. Actually, I do have all the
sports.
answers. I do have the answers.
Okay.
And I think it's a reasonable thing to say that if your league is investigating somebody that a team interested in trading for him, you tell them. What's a rule for that? What's the rule? The truth?
Agreed that somebody had to know what was going on before that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So he gets his money. So good for him, I guess. I don't know what that means for his case. It doesn't really have anything to do with anything.
No.
But the bigger news here is the White Sox are changing sports. That is because they are accommodating their new slugger, Munetaka Murakami, because
he's
requested a bidet in the clubhouse.
What?
Wait, what?
Munetaka Murakami,
Okay, MM.
monster home run hitter from Japan.
A lot of M's.
How he ended up on the White Sox, I don't know, because I would have figured he was a Dodger.
They spent a lot of M's.
They apparently wanted him. He chose the White Sox.
Okay.
I don't know what goes into that.
Clearly he doesn't know what the South Side of Chicago
I
looks
guess
like.
not. But he is what he did realize is, no bidet. And so the White Sox are like, don't worry, dude. We got you. We're installing bidets into the clubhouse. Because in Japan, they wash their ass. Apparently. And I got to tell you, good for him. That's a good organization.
Wait a minute. This is the same organization that had that disco night, right?
That is the same organization.
And how did that turn out?
Not great.
Okay.
Not great.
This is the same Chicago, right? The city of Chicago that had a game canceled because of condensation.
Yeah. Is that the same owner too? Because he owns the White Sox, right?
Reinsdorf?
Reinsdorf.
Yeah, Reinsdorf.
Well, Reinsdorf, listen, there are certain things that he won't pay for, and there are certain things that he will. And if it comes to ass washing, Reinsdorf is all about it.
Hygiene.
He's about hygiene.
It's very important.
Because I'm sure Munetaka told him, he goes,
I heard of dental hygiene. I don't know about that other hygiene.
He probably was like,
maybe he's not a good wiper.
I don't know. But Japan, I think, takes their toilets seriously.
I would hope so.
They take a lot of things seriously.
They take their
Isn't
toilets
bidet
seriously.
French?
It is.
It is, but I think that they weren't they the ones that had the Totos, the famous the Toto toilets.
What is that?
They were like the first smart toilets, dude. They would heat them up.
It's a brand of
Japan, it was a
toilets.
game changer. Like we didn't, we would just sit on cold porcelain here, and Japan looked at this and said, "How can we make this better?"
See, I wouldn't want no. See, that's the problem. How many times have you been stuck in the bathroom because all of a sudden an article or something catches your eye and then you're stuck there, and then when you try to get up, a cramp happens in your legs. Yeah,
Maybe it massages.
Now, if you talk
like a Theragun,
I don't know about that, bro.
Nobody like
no
wait.
Theragun
First
here.
of all, let's be clear.
What?
Like, if you got time for a massage, maybe you thinking about other things when you go into the bathroom.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like you can't have a heated or cold porcelain toilet. No.
Although I will
Get
say,
too comfy.
the last few days, I could have gone with a little heat warmer.
Now Murakami's not looking so silly, is he?
But it's
I
not
will
a heat
say-
warmer; it's a bidet.
I went a year with a bidet.
I
went a year with a bidet. It was nice.
I can
Old
almost,
school though. Old school.
Mhm.
It was a bidet separate from the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
We were renting a house down over here because we got kicked off campus. And I found the house, so I got the master bedroom.
Where's this going?
What do you mean where it's going?
I mean,
Ethan said,
I just want you to continue saying something.
no bidet in the world could clean up what Tobin has done with the show today.
I don't know what you are implying, Schmeathan, of what I've done to the show today, other than just provide great radio and you're welcome. To make it better, Wes Goldberg from Locked On Heat. We'll talk some Giannis, dude, with him next. Bum, bum. 15 minutes of Heat brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your price. Zito at Doral Kia. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
-1 for tardiness.
Sorry.
Seconds, man. Seconds.
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 Is
Yep.
late. Seconds.
You said segments.
I said seconds.
Second
Yeah,
segments.
Leroy said segments.
You missed segments. You did. You almost, the first segment. So, second one today.
Oh, please.
For tardiness.
Let's go out to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. You guys can shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location, Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood and Sharon, ToyotaofHollywood.com. And there we will find the host from Locked On Heat, Wes Goldberg, joining us there. Wes, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm cold.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Man up, Ladybug.
It is cold.
Put a
dude.
jacket on.
Talk to him when you have a jacket on.
Yeah, I mean, you were bundled up.
Hold on.
You got a Snuggie on.
First of all, I am dressed to accommodate said weather,
No.
but at no point in time I go, ew, it's cold.
You literally
You're
said that
always
walking in yesterday.
complaining. What
Yesterday.
Are you talking about?
Yeah.
What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm well. Trade deadline week. It's
baby.
busy. Hopefully we get some fireworks.
Let's get to what it was happening. What do you make of this James Harden thing that happened over the last 24 hours? This is James Harden at his finest. He'll be known for what?
Fat suit.
Yeah, will he
and
be known
this.
more for fat suit, step back threes, or requesting trades?
I've had it with this guy, dude. Like it's I would not consider myself a James Harden critic. I definitely think there's bigger critics out there on James Harden. I probably should say it that way. I've always found the charm in his game. Like I've been able to find it, right? He's really productive. He plays a lot of games. I think he deserves credit for that stuff. He's a floor raiser. And if you kind of look at all of the he's got a reputation for quitting on his teams, but look, Houston was rebuilding. Brooklyn, the Kyrie Irving situation, he was just over it. Philadelphia, there was a contract dispute between him and management, and you know, if you listen to his side, you can kind of see where he's coming from. If I'm a Harden defender, this is what I'm saying, right? About all the Harden exits previous. There is no excuse for this one. The Clippers are playing great basketball. They've been one of the best teams in the league since mid-December, and 2 days before the deadline, he's all of a sudden like, oh wait, I actually want a contract extension, 2 years. I want a new contract a year and a half from now. Now I'm going to demand a trade. This is the ultimate quitting on a team. I don't want to hear. There's a quote from Harden in 2024 about he was in Europe and he was talking about how he wants to be remembered. He was asked about his legacy, right? And he's like, I want to be remembered as a winner, the ultimate team player, and it wasn't about the money. I'm like, dude, this is all about the money. You're quitting on your team. I don't want to hear any James Harden defense from anybody ever again. And most of all, I never want to hear him compared to Dwayne Wade ever again, because this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wes, this sounds exactly like the conversation we had with Jimmy.
Yep. It's all about the money.
Exact same conversation.
The only difference between Harden and Jimmy Butler in terms of the way that they've exited their teams is that Jimmy Butler has a few good playoff series that hang his hat on, right? He's got 2 trips to the finals, which is something that Harden doesn't have since he left OKC as a 6-man.
Correct.
Jimmy Butler has the benefit of those playoff series to bolster his reputation league-wide and his legacy, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
Harden doesn't have that. Harden has the playoff failures. He has the opposite of that.
Right.
And that doesn't help. But I don't want to look. I understand player empowerment. I understand these guys have a short shelf life in their careers. That by middle age that they're retired, their careers are over, and that you have to maximize your earning power as much as you can. But just because there's player empowerment does not make you entitled to us forgetting all of that stuff when we talk about your legacy. It's all part of it. And if you want to make it about the money, more power to you. But then don't come at me, James Harden. Don't come at me, Jimmy Butler, and say it's all about winning when it's clearly not all about winning. It's more about the money than anything else.
I think the thing too that's been interesting with the NBA is the money's gotten so crazy with the NBA. And now it's not about, I'm going into a contract year. It's always, I need to get the extension off the contract year. That's kind of been a new wave over the last 5 years, ever since these have blown up to $40-50 million deals. Because that used to be the length of a deal. You'd be $50 million over 2 years. Now you're getting that in 1 year.
Right.
So everybody wants that sweetener year on top of it. I'm like, dude, you have a player option for a year for $40 million. You want another year?
But
it's such a great point too, because
just like Jimmy, you had a problem with it. You said they should extend him.
Well, they better find something with that money because they haven't given me anything cool yet.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting, Tobin, because these contracts are maxed out at 4 years now.
Right.
Right? Most of them, unless you get the Supermax 5 years. But most of these contracts are 4 years, but 2 years into it, you're already talking about the next contract. I wonder if the league has to take a look at this and say, you know what, we actually have to extend the length of these contracts. It was a benefit before to shorten the lengths of the contracts. It was a benefit for owners and front offices. But actually, maybe we need these to be a little bit longer so that 2 years into signing a new deal, we're not already talking about the next contract and being forced to trade our star players because we don't want to
change the date for the extension. Because you have a lot of guys that are talking about extensions with a year and a half left to go, and you haven't necessarily warranted an extension.
Yeah, the problem is that these guys have like the player options on that final year.
Guys are getting paid not because of what they've done, but because it's time to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird because it only works in basketball like that. Right, and it's all guaranteed too. So, and teams are saying, you know what? And here's how teams are thinking. You know what? Give him the extension. If he doesn't play, we can just trade him.
Right. Like even with the Heat with Hero, it was like, oh, he's got 2 years left. We got to talk an extension. I'm like, why? Why can't they just go to the end of his contract?
Why doesn't he give 2 years worth of basketball? Add up 2 years that give you more than 82 games, and then we'll talk.
So Wes, where we at with Giannis, man? I know you and I we've talked every which angle about it. We're 48 hours, a little bit and change away from this. You got a gut on, you think he's staying, you think he's going, and if he's going, where do you think Miami stacks up in all this?
Against my better judgment, I think he's traded before Thursday. It sounds like everybody says the Bucks will be better off waiting until the offseason. And because that's when the offers can get a little bit better. And I hear that. I also think that the human element part of this is once everybody's sort of decided that this is where it's going, everybody kind of just wants to rip the bandage off and just get this thing done. We saw last year with Jimmy Butler, right? The Heat did not have to trade him before the deadline. They found one taker with the Warriors and are like, fine, done, get out of here. Now, Giannis is not creating the stink that Jimmy Butler was, so it's a little bit of a different situation. But generally speaking, once you've kind of decided that this is it, I think there's a human element here that comes into play. I also think that the offers are going to be quite good. I think that eventually these teams will say, we kind of want Giannis for this stretch run. Now, whether it's the Warriors who have been out there telling everybody that, well, listen, hey, our offer is really good. We think that we can land Giannis. There is some reporting lately, though, that maybe Giannis isn't super psyched about playing in Golden State for a couple different reasons. Jake Fisher, I think, reported overnight that he looks at the Kevin Durant situation and how Durant is still sort of taking flack for teaming up with Steph Curry and Golden State. Now, a 73-win Warriors team is a little bit different than a 43-win Warriors team. So the situation is a little bit different. But I understand that, hey, that's Steph Curry's team, and it's never going to be your team. And even when Steph Curry leaves, my problem with the Warriors pitch here is that they're trying to sell two different things. They're trying to sell, hey, our out years to the Bucks. They're trying to sell it to the Bucks. Those out years when Steph is in his 40s and probably retired, those are going to be great picks. But then they're turning around to Giannis and being like, no. Like, we're always going to be winners. Don't worry. Like, we're going to build around you. Like,
yeah.
They're trying to have it both ways. And Giannis is too smart for this. And I do wonder if he looks at Steph at this stage and he's like, look, it would have been cool to pair up with Steph maybe 3-4 years ago. Not now. Especially if they're going to have to give up everything that they're talking about giving up just to get me and all the picks. Like, it's going to be me and Steph for a couple of years and then nothing. And I think if I'm Giannis, the last thing I want to do is not... I look at the Durant situation and I'm not saying... hey, he never got the credit that he deserved in Golden State. I'm more afraid of what happened to Durant after he left Golden State, where he's bouncing around from team to team to team and never really able to find a real home anymore.
Right.
And if I'm Giannis, I don't want to do this again. It was hard enough to demand the trade out of Milwaukee. I don't want to end up playing for 3 or 4 different teams for the rest of my career. My next team, I think, wants to be my last team. If I'm Giannis, this is my last team. He's looking for a forever team. And I don't know that Golden State can look at him and really say, hey, we're going to be your forever team. Like,
can
you're
any
not going to have to go somewhere else.
Can any team that he goes to that's going to deplete all of their future assets and some of their young talent, can any team say that he might get traded to?
No, of course not. But you can more credibly say it than maybe the Warriors can because they're literally trying to sell the Bucks on the fact that they won't be that. While also, right, like you look at the Miami Heat's offer. The Heat aren't talking about how valuable their out-year picks can be. They're saying, hey, look at what Kel'el Ware could be for you. Look at what Tyler Hero could be for you. Look at what some of these other young things could be for you. That's their pitch. And if I'm Giannis, I'm looking at the Heat and I'm saying, look, that's a track record for figuring it out around stars. They have a track record for finding the most out of undrafted talent. They'll find ways to support me, right? Whether obviously Zoe and Tim Hardaway never won a championship, but they competed, right? They competed at the highest levels that they had in their entire career, and then Zoe won a championship when he came back, but whatever. And then, with Dwayne Wade, a year into him being in the NBA, they were like, this guy's got it. Let's go trade for Shaq. They got Shaq a post-Lakers championship. They competed with LeBron James and got him his first 2 rings of his career. They competed with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler never won a ring, but they made it to 2 NBA finals, and they were always competitive with them. And if I'm Giannis, I at least look at the track record of the Miami Heat and say, I trust them to figure it out. Maybe more than any other team in the league that is that's obviously realistically going to trade for me.
Yeah, I think that players that whole being my team thing, I do think is a thing, because I think that if you're gonna leave all the legacy that you have in Milwaukee, going to Steph's team's a tough thing. I think if you go to Minnesota, that's very much Ant-Man's team, and also who's to say Ant-Man's gonna want to stay there forever? It's all these things are very short-sighted. I do think that Miami offers some things. New York, I think anybody who goes to New York and helps them win would be a legend, but it's still Jalen Brunson's team. It is. And I do think that there's a level of all right, he's out here. He's I'm the hottest chick in the game. Yeah, you want no one's ever going to go to the Heat, even with Bam being the captain. If Giannis is here, he's the face of the Heat. That's and I don't think any other plays you could say that on these potential trades. I don't know how much that matters to him, but
I'll tell you, I think it does, because there's this story, I can't remember who wrote it, but it was this great feature story from early in Giannis's career when he was first kind of turning into and blossoming into this all-star, where remember when they took Jabari Parker, I think with the 2nd overall pick?
Yes.
And there was a real battle early in their careers of whose team was it? Was it Giannis's team or Jabari Parker's team? And Giannis made it a point to outwork Jabari Parker every single day, so the story goes, to make it so that the Milwaukee Bucks were his team. He was not willing to lose it to this top pick. It mattered to him then. I think it matters to him now.
Is there anybody on the Heat other than Bam that you are squeamish about dealing for Giannis?
This is going to sound crazy, Tobin. How do we hold on to Pelle? How do we hold on to Pelle Larsson? Because
you just swish, Leroy.
It's
Giannis.
I know I have to give up Kel'el.
Yep.
That's first
of course
on the list. I'm terrified of what he could become.
Of
all the other guys, the person that scares me the most about what they can become and how unique that skill set is a guy who can't even hardly get good run here. And that's Kel'el, which is crazy to me.
I guess I'm just sort of assuming that Kel'el's in the trade, so I'm not including
him. You have to, because they're going to want another. They're going to want a big.
You have to.
Now, question, Wes, if they keep who's the center they have from Indiana? If they don't trade Turner, right? Does that make? Are they still going to want Kel'el, or
yes.
then they're going to try to move Miles Turner also?
They'll move Turner.
Okay, all right.
Do you think that the Heat's crack at this lasts only until the deadline? If they don't get him at the deadline, does it become too flush of a market in the summer? And we can just put if they don't have him Thursday, can we just put the Giannis to Heat thing to bed?
I don't think no, but I also don't think the issue would be that it's too flush of a market, because remember, Miami's offer gets better potentially in terms of the draft picks that they can include in the summer also. My issue, if I'm the Heat, is I want a trade to get done now because we have all this great expiring money that we can send to Milwaukee. Terry Rozier's contract, you can't use that in the summer. Andrew Wiggins has a player option. We're not really sure what's going to happen there. Norm Powell, his contract comes up over the summer also. Jaime Jaquez Jr., by the way, is going to be up for an extension too, and that gets a little iffy, I think, if you're trying to include him in a deal. So it's not necessarily that I'm worried about the flush market. It's just that, hey, this trade is a lot easier and cleaner for us if we do it now. If I'm the Heat and it becomes clear that I'm not getting Giannis, I almost wonder if there's a move that I make right before the buzzer sounds on the deadline of, can I turn one of these expiring contracts into a deal that at least is a guy who's under contract for next season, right? Whatever the contract that might be. Even if that's even if it's like Kuminga or something like that, where I'm not really interested in getting Kuminga as a player, but at least he's under contract for next year because I need the money to get to that Giannis money, right? Because you still have the Tyler Hero figure, but if all this expiring money comes off, it gets really difficult for Miami to just get up to that Giannis figure of what it's going to take in terms of matching salary.
It's more important to have the bodies and the contracts to trade than just the money.
Correct. You need the contracts.
Right.
What have you made if they don't get the Giannis and Kel'el is here past Thursday? What's been your thoughts on the whole saga, and specifically Spo's like do-si-do on like I criticize him, I take it back. I kind of going to play him more, but then I'm not. Like, do the Heat need to find a solution to this, and do they need to get like Spo on board with the guy?
Yeah, I think it's been really interesting this week for Erik Spoelstra to just not play him as you're building up to a potential Giannis trade, and Kel'el is presumably the centerpiece blue chip player going back. And it says a lot about the Miami Heat. If anybody ever questions like the Miami Heat's commitment to winning basketball games, right? For better or for worse, right? Like I'm not doing the Heat capital C culture thing. I'm just saying like the front office is not instructing they're either not instructing Erik Spoelstra to play Kel'el or Spo's not listening if they are. And for the record, the front office is not instructing Erik Spoelstra to play Kel'el despite any better judgments. They're letting him, in other words, just coach his basketball team through and after the deadline. So that's the Miami Heat way, right? Like that's just for better or for worse, that's what they're gonna do. It would be nice if they said if they would just play Kel'el a bunch of minutes and be like, look how great this guy is, right before you're potentially trying to move him and make him the centerpiece of a Giannis deal. But I think it's fascinating because this is a very different team than it was over the last couple of years, even if it doesn't feel like it, because it's a young team, right? Like all of a sudden we've looked overnight. This is not the Jimmy Butler-led undrafted free agent team from 2023. You look around that locker room now, and it's a bunch of first-round picks. It's a bunch of teenagers or guys in their early 20s. The way that Erik Spoelstra coached the Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, Kevin Love teams of the past, that's not the way he can coach this team. And he's clearly made a decision going to Vegas, right, when he first called out Kel'el, that he has to coach this team a little bit differently. And he's obviously decided that the best way to get what he needs to get out of Kel'el is to call him out publicly, which is very rare, as we know from Erik Spoelstra. Right. This is not just this. Spo doesn't just use press conferences to just get things off his chest. If anything, he keeps it all close. So he's obvious. This is a decision that he made. This is how he's decided that he's going to coach this guy. And he does criticize him. Kel'el comes back and he plays really well. In terms of how they should figure out how to use Kel'el, I do think that they need to get him real playing time, real minutes moving forward. I don't care about the matchups. The fact that they didn't use him against the Bulls on that Saturday night embarrassment because they were playing small. I'm like, it's the Bulls. Why are we matching up with them? They have Patrick Williams at center. What are we doing? Play Kel'el. Dominate the boards. Make them match up with you. They don't have a center that's healthy.
It's a discussion that happens in all of sports, is that what do you do to make them adjust to you and you not always adjusting to them? Because that means they're controlling what you do. And that it happens in all sports. It happens in football. It happens in basketball. It happens in baseball with the 37 changes of pictures. It drives me crazy, that point right there about sports, because at some point, it's all about competition. My guy is going to outcompete your guy. He's better skilled than you. I don't care who you put on the floor. And we don't do that anymore.
Right. And apparently not against Patrick Williams, who has not been able to find a good NBA skill for years until he was defending Bam Adebayo, and all of a sudden that's the thing that he's good at. But, I don't know. I think they need to find more consistent playing time for him. I think it's frustrating, but I come off as the Spo apologist all the time on my show, and I understand that. I hesitate to question like what this, given this guy's track record of developing players and developing centers, right? You just look at the way they developed Bam with pretty much the same coaching staff. He was really hard on Bam early in Bam's career, and you see how that panned out, right? I don't think you could
like he's like Bam having everybody think they're going to be Bam. It's like thinking all of your kids are going to be like geniuses at algebra.
That's true.
Like they were like, yeah, he's the most mature 19-year-old of all time,
right? I mean, and you know what? In fairness to Kel'el, there's nothing that Kel'el has said or done that would lead you to think that he wasn't as mature.
No, he seems like a really good-hearted guy,
right? Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. Like he has that kind of, when you see him run on the basketball court, he has that like right? It just, but don't a lot of bigs just play that way? Like, supposed to be around enough basketball, know, hey, to get my bigs to run like wings is gonna be tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like, look, there's a level of physicality that this team is demanding from Kel'el that he doesn't always show all the time, and they decide, like, clearly they've just said, hey, if you're not going to do it, we're going to bench you, and this is, you know, we can have the conversation about whether it should change, but this is clearly the path that they've decided to take with Kel'el.
Go check out Wes Goldberg's work on the Locked On Heat podcast, available on YouTube and all your podcast platforms. Where you're doing real GM radio too, man. Where can people find you throughout this entire trade deadline?
Yeah, trade deadline stuff. I'm doing Locked On NBA Daily. I'm the host of that every day, Monday to Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. It's our national show over at the Locked On Podcast Network. It's really good. We recently launched it, and I'm really proud of the work we're doing there. So we'll have all the stuff covered at the trade deadline plus weekly over at Real GM Radio with the national storylines.
Appreciate it, buddy. Thanks for the time.
Thanks, Wes.
Guys.
There you go. Wes Goldberg does a fantastic job. Go check out his work. We'll take a break. More to come here on the show. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Thanks again to Wes Goldberg for joining the program here. Jafik nearly gave me a heart attack during the interview.
No,
You gave me a heart attack during the interview.
What happened?
You can't just go with one guy saying that and then you're
No. Okay, look.
red alert.
Let me explain.
Oh.
There was about 3 to 4 messages saying breaking news, but my feed wasn't loading. Like, it wasn't refreshing. So then I texted Tobin just in case he had messages on his phone. And then when I finally refreshes and loads, it's just James Harden. But sorry about that.
She just texted me, Vlad.
Vlad.
Breaking news? Question mark.
Yeah,
And I was like
confused.
And I was like,
and I didn't have anything on my phone.
and then it just says chat is saying it, and I'm like, all right. And then I look, and it's just one guy just going, breaking
There
news.
was like 4.
It's the same guy.
Really?
Yeah,
No, there was
it's
4.
the same guy.
Well, I'm so sorry. I was dealing with other things on other tabs.
No, well, you nearly get mad. I thought this was the big one.
No, see, look, there's one. It was Mike, then it was Miami Sports, then it was Mike again.
All I'm gonna say is there was breaking news, and the Locked On Heat host is on there, and it's about the Heat. He would be breaking it on your show.
He was talking, so I don't think he was looking at the
So do you
phone.
think they were referring to the James Harden stuff?
I think so, yeah, because afterwards, when it finally loaded, it said James Harden.
Don't get
-1
Tobin, yeah, don't get Tobin
for
all
tardiness.
excited. Oh yeah, you too, Leroy.
That's for you.
Don't get Tobes don't get his toes tingling. Don't get him all excited.
Okay, well, I apologized.
That's all right.
Okay, I was just trying to stay on task.
She was.
Headlines are brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. Dade South says that Tobin has transaction blue balls. That's fair. Feel like they've been in a vice since the Damian Lillard trade.
Point for YouTuber. Point for Texter.
What's going on?
There we go.
You got a lot of
I got a lot of points. I
You got a
understand.
lot of points.
Got a lot of points. Panthers lose last night. They fell to the Sabres 5-3. Sam Bennett also lost in the game. Right. Sucks.
You're yelling at the wrong point.
Just yelling in general. I'm not yelling at anybody. I wouldn't yell at Sam Bennett for getting hurt. I'm
You're
just
yelling at Biscayne, which is usually
just-
for the Heat.
just upset.
Yell the other way. That's up north.
Panthers are just like in shambles. They couldn't put 4 Panthers together to make one healthy Panther. They could play a game of operation with Panthers. It's just crazy. Sam Bennett. And there's the Olympics. And Paul Maurice was doing his thing yesterday. What was the word that he used? I think he called the schedule. I think his word was egregious. You know him. He loves breaking down a schedule or calling out a schedule. He was like, this schedule is egregious. I was like, whoa, it's a big word for me, dog. He's out here furious because his Panthers can't stay on the damn floor on the ice. It's like, what is this? What do you mean we have another back-to-back? Paul Maurice is going to go get like how many beers off on a boat somewhere after this for the Olympics.
It's been a tough year for everybody involved, right?
His cats.
See, this is what and then they'll go on a 7-game winning streak and then get you back into it.
It's still, I would still say that the season has been tough, even if they go on a 7-game, because I think all while this is going on, they're trying to figure out a way to get the right groupings and the guys in the right positions for it to stick for a substantial amount of time.
Yeah,
they just haven't been able to do that portion of it yet. So you got guys playing well out of position.
Yeah, it's just it's not a recipe for consistency and everything that the Panthers have had. I mean, how much did we talk last year about that fourth line? How much chemistry they had? How much Marchand and Lundy and Lusty all just fit like a glove?
Right.
And those were your third and fourth lines.
Right, exactly. Now they're 1 and 2.
Sometimes when
right
they're there. I mean, we had a guy get his feet blown off by a grill. What the hell is going on here?
So, and whose fault is that?
Well, I guess it's his. You
Oh,
check
right.
the gas.
That's
I'm
what
just
I'm
like, what
saying.
is that?
It just didn't make any sense.
Just didn't make sense. Like, do you think when Paul Maurice got that call, he goes, take me through that again. What do you mean there was what do you mean there was a grill accident? A grill accident, Leroy?
Hey,
what?
That's what I'm saying. Intangibles, y'all need to leave that portion of cooking alone.
I didn't even know the Finns did that. I thought all they had was fish.
You know what intangibles can cook? Brisket.
Themselves.
You just put it on the grill and leave it for like 9 hours. That's how you cook brisket.
This was Paul Maurice yesterday.
How hard do you play? Right, like we've had one in the last month, the game in Carolina that just completely got away from us. And other than that, with the schedule is as egregious as you'll find in the NHL right now, and ours coming out of the breaks worse. So, they're playing together. The bench is good. They're pulling for each other. They're trying to do the right things. They're battling as hard as they can, and there's nothing more I can ask of them.
Man.
So basically, he's saying, I understand the struggles. Guys are doing everything they can to not have the struggles.
He was
and I'm happy with their efforts. Right? He's
just like, we're trying.
We're trying.
Oh man. Do they have to bring in extra trainers? Like, what do? Do you bring in somebody freelance? Be like, hey, listen, we got more guys we've lost. Todd the intern's got to learn how to tape quicker.
Sooner or later, the luck's gonna run out.
No, I think we're learning the limits of physical playoff hockey. How many years? I think 3 might be the limit.
It's definitely the limit.
3 might be a limit. 3 runs to the Stanley Cup. This could be too much on the body.
Too much.
This could be too much on the body.
I mean, we did this with LeBron, who went to 10 straight finals. 9 or 10?
8, but 9 out of 10. It felt like he was just the whole 2010s was just LeBron.
Right. But that whole and after a while, we're like, how much basketball did he really play? He played more basketball than anybody.
Right.
Well, I don't remember the last year with when the 4th year that they went to the
they
finals,
said they played an extra season.
Everybody besides LeBron fell apart. Like
right,
Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Birdman. Oh my poor
God.
Birdman.
It happened this year in football. The Chiefs, they broke down.
Yeah, the Chiefs were cooked.
That's after a 6-7 year run of constantly being in the Super Bowl or at worst the conference championship. You're going for 3 in a row. They were going for 3 in a row. They broke. That was it last season, and it led into this season.
It's just like, could they get these last 2 to just get kind of a different taste going into the last? Because these are 2 hard games. You're taking on Boston and Tampa,
right?
They've been in these games, but like I feel like I don't know if it'll go a long way, but man, just get some kind of a good taste going into your mouth before the Olympic break, where everybody goes off to. I don't even trust this ice in the Olympics. Did you see those pictures?
What, in Italy?
Yeah.
What, it's like Parmesan ice?
I don't. It's all dark. There's a light flickering. I don't trust it. I don't want to send Matthew Tkachuk there. He just got back. There's going to be fights.
I mean,
it's not even supposed to be fights in the Olympics, but they're going to fight.
What?
Wait, what do you mean no fights in
hockey? It's not like a prudent.
As far as hockey is concerned, they have business that happened last year, a couple years ago. Remember that incident? Okay, let's go.
I think international hockey, you're supposed to leave that alone, but they changed the rules for the 4 nations because the Tkachuks decided to.
Oh, so there's no fighting in the Olympics?
I don't think there's supposed to be. I think that's uncouth.
Okay. Well, it's kind of like the same way basketball works. Like basketball, they have those certain international rules. You can just swat the ball over the cylinder and all that craziness.
Anyway, Panthers will be back at it tomorrow against Boston. The Heat are back at it tonight against the Atlanta Hawks. It's a 7:30 tip from the Kaseya Center. We should let you guys know there is for those going tonight, there is a post celebration. Let me get you this. This is from the Heat's department. As part of the Heat's 20th anniversary against the Atlanta Hawks, they will feature a post-game celebration presented by American Airlines. DJ Irie and Dwayne Wade on the AT&T East Plaza. Ticketed fans will have the opportunity to interact with Bernie, the Heat dancers, the Hoop Troop, while enjoying live music and entertainment. And you You got light bite giveaway, light bites.
Yeah, like snacks.
All right, and then giveaways in the front row.
Mighty Bites
of
Yeah.
DJ Irie and DJ Irie's back today.
You know we call
That
that.
is that's
Wow.
big news if Irie's back.
We call that finger foods.
That's pretty much it.
So if you have a ticket to the game, it sounds like you can go to check out this whole thing. So there you go.
Unfortunately, it's kind of cool. The weather.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if people want to be
A
outside.
little brisk.
Can you take pictures with Dwayne Wade right next to his statue?
I could try. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to run into him there. It has angles, dude. I'm telling you, it has angles.
Okay.
It has angles. Makes him happy. He's
Okay.
even posting yesterday.
I mean, who
So
wouldn't listen?
So do
Dude,
BBLs.
in all honesty, if somebody said they were going to build a statue of us, would you care how the statue looked?
You damn right.
Okay.
You damn right.
It looked better than my dirty boxing AI picture.
Oh my god.
Wait, you had
Wait,
I still
Wait.
wasn't able to track that person down, by the way.
Somebody
Wait.
did a dirty
Oh
boxing.
my
Of
god.
you?
You know what? I
Did you read
sent
our
it to the
text?
chat.
No.
It's all right.
No,
It's
this
from 2
was-
weeks ago.
yeah.
Don't
If
worry
it ain't
about
in puzzle form, he ain't
Don't worry
reading.
about it.
Let me
No.
tell you, Vlad,
Because
when I
I-
saw this,
When I hear
I was shocked.
Why?
that's what happens at night.
Was it a good Tobin?
No.
Oh,
No,
Bad Tobin
no.
AI?
It,
No,
I,
no, no,
I,
no, no.
I look like Cabbage Patch Ken Jennings.
Wow.
Listen, it looked nothing like Tobin.
It was crazy. And it was funny because I was talking to Jason Anik and he was like, I also didn't like how I look. I'm like, yeah, but at least it looked like you.
Can I show a little screenshot?
Yeah, we could show the screenshot.
Does that look like Tobin?
Oh my God,
Oh,
Tobin.
What?
Yeah.
Hell
And,
no.
what?
I don't know what happened.
Why do you look like you're 30 years older?
Listen,
I don't
they
know.
Really
You look
messed,
like a
they messed
divorced-
with Tobin because Tobin does not look like this.
I don't know.
You look
I
like
don't
you're
know.
divorced.
I was like, what is that?
You look like you're divorced,
I look,
and you're you're a regional manager.
How do you
at
look
Target.
Right,
more
but also-
intangibles?
but also really good
I
shepherding.
wait a minute. I was like, wow, that guy looks just like Tobin.
Dude, that's not my nose.
That's not.
That's
Tobin.
not Tobin.
That's
Yeah.
not Tobin.
I didn't know. I never thought that was Tobin.
Yeah.
They put 40 pounds on you.
I think they actually
The
try
fact
to
that
take
you are
weight
now
away.
getting to this-
Like, I think that's
Yeah.
the problem. I think they
Because
like,
I did see the picture and I was like, I guess there must be making fun of Tobin that this guy looks like him. I didn't know that was supposed to be Tobin.
is crazy. I was like,
They,
what
like,
is that?
They distorted his face so much.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
It was weird.
They added extra layer.
It seems like they like it's almost like they try to like scoop and move some stuff. It was weird.
What, they
Scoop
gave,
and move.
wait, they talking about they gave you a BBL?
Yeah, like they tried to like take it off the
But, like-
cheeks and go to the chin.
Like, in all honesty, like, you look better than that. So it's just
Thank
like,
you.
Cheeks to chin.
I told you. I think I look like
that's so
That's
weird.
I look like
Hey, whatever happened to just taking a damn picture and
Well, I'm
putting a
saying,
picture
like,
on
what
the
are we
It
doing?
took a lot of effort to do that. Because
Dude,
you
just-
had to distort
Did you
his
have to
face.
do like a thing for your
No. I think they just I don't know what happened.
maybe
there.
he took the picture off of something
Yeah, I
else.
met the guy who did social media over there, but I didn't want to like make it a thing because we were at the weigh-in and I was having whiskey.
I ain't
I
like-
was having a good time, and I was like, he goes, "Yeah, I run social media." I was like, "Oh, you're the guy."
Let me talk to
I
him.
don't like that. Yeah, I don't like
Let
that
me
picture,
talk
bro.
to him.
He said, "Oh, you're the guy."
You know what that looked like? That picture looks like a guy who's just entering the dating scene again and just uploaded
Like
a
he tried to
picture.
alter his Tinder photo.
Right, like he altered his Tinder photo.
With like the absolute worst filter.
Yes!
on
I was
Snapchat.
like,
Yes,
what is
Snapchat.
happening here with
This
this?
definitely looks like a Tinder or a dating app picture. That's what you
RVA
show.
Richie says that was Fendon Bobin.
Oh man.
Point for Twitcher.
We'll take a break. Back after this. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Heat back on the hardwood tonight, taking on the Atlanta Hawks. Last game before the trade deadline. They'll be off tomorrow and Thursday, and then they got a game on Friday in Boston. Of course, keeping an eye on the Giannis front. There's not really a whole lot of new Giannis stuff that's out there. We talked a lot about it with Wes Goldberg and kind of broke down where things are at and the whole idea. I will say, some interesting stuff going on with Cleveland. I don't know what's happening there, but like they're trading Darius. They're rats up a ship on Darius Garland and his toe. They're trading him for James Harden. They may be trading Jared Allen. And Windhorst was on ESPN Cleveland this morning, basically being like, Cleveland is terrified that Donovan Mitchell's not going to extend with them. That they think that he's about had it. Because, listen, he also tried to do the right thing. I'm going to stick around Cleveland. And then you want to know what the great thing about the trade deadline is? It's cold. And I do think that a lot of people are evaluating. They're like, might be nice to be warm right now.
The crazy thing about the whole trade deadline is if you're on a team, say like Cleveland, Milwaukee, even to some extent, New York, you can go LA, you can go the Warriors. It's this time of year when you realize if you're a teammate of one of those dudes that they don't give a rat's ass about you. They just care about that dude. You are if you make that dude happy, you can stay. If not, we're gonna find somebody that makes that dude happy.
Yeah, you think everybody's looking at the locker room of Bam right now and they're like, because he's the only one that everybody knows isn't going.
I would. Yeah, it's crazy. I think you're going to be able, like, I hope if they do trade and whoever they may get, I hope that you can keep enough youth to kind of be able to not only contend this year, but moving forward. Because if you have to give up too much of your youth, then you become an old team that is always going to be searching.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't want that either. It's not worth it. You can't win doing that. So we'll see. I think they have, to be honest with you, what's impressive about the Heat is how much young talent they do have that seem like they could actually be something in the years to come. Yeah. What's up?
Go ahead. What's up, Vlad?
If they have all this young talent, which they do, right?
Right.
Then why is the record the way it is?
Because they're not playing them. He's still being hard-headed with Kel'el. Right now, Kel'el should be playing more than Jovic. Let's be clear.
I don't think they have a star. I think that's the reason. They have a lot of nice young players. I don't think Spo is. They're in this tweener land of wanting to play all their vets who are here, and they're very nice players too, but they don't want.
They don't have that separator.
They don't want to go in and have a Detroit year or an Indiana year of really trying to build it back up all the way. They don't want to do an Orlando. They want to try and win as many games as possible. So your minutes are going to get yanked if you're young. And look, it hasn't just been. I know people think that Nico gets all the. He hasn't. He's been out of the rotation before too. And it's deserved. He hasn't had a great year. Jaime last year lost his gig after he was terrible, and then he's been good this year. So I think that it's very nice young talent. I don't know if there's a guy who's going to blossom into, Cade or Ann or any of those guys were number one picks. They've been able to do this at the bottom of the lottery or just outside the lottery.
I just asked that question because it's all right, if you're giving up this young talent, which is the young talent that you would have want to put around Giannis.
Correct.
Then what's Giannis coming into? Just another older version of the team that he just played for?
It's not older. They're
Norman,
their version right now. Norm's not young, but it's not like Norman Powell's. He's still in his prime. He's 32, 33. That's not old. He's not going to just disappear off the face of the earth.
He's probably got another year or two.
But it's probably a team that you could do a run with for a couple of years.
I think 2 or 3 years you could get out of this, but keep in mind you're always going to be tweaking and adding stuff to it. So it's not, depending on who you get to keep, right? I personally don't think nobody.
I mean, theoretically, you would basically be adding Giannis. Like, I think if the Heat had it their way, the team would be Davion, Norm, Wiggins, Bam, Giannis with Pelle, probably Bobby Portis. I'm imagining is going to be in the trade, coming back, and
Crazy Eyes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Drew Smith would still be on the bench. I don't know if Jovic will be in the deal or not, but my theory would be it would be
Jovic or Kel'el. One of them will stay.
It's not gonna be Kel'el. We need we just need to accept. Like,
I know. I've already listen. You know how much I love Kel'el. I've already accepted that. That if you're Giannis, and that's why I asked. So, what happens if they then all of a sudden they're gonna move Miles Turner to accommodate Kel'el, and then Kalel's gonna start balling out because he's gonna be playing every night.
He probably is gonna ball out, but he's probably gonna have some. They're probably not gonna be very good. Like, and then maybe he turns into something awesome. Like, we're gonna be sad because we'll see Kasparis to wear lobs, and hopefully Giannis eases our pain with rings. How do you feel watching Spencer Knight have shutouts for the Blackhawks?
Yeah,
you think about Seth Jones raising the cup.
Yeah,
that's what the trade-off is.
Right.
That's what the trade-off is. So
I get it. I understand that.
But do I think it's gonna? I kind of don't. I kind of feel like there's a part of me that feels like a lot of this is theatrics from the Bucks. Like, they want to make it seem like they're doing it, but they're not going to do it until the summer.
Really?
I don't know. I don't buy it. I don't know. I think that because I think if you're already having here's the way I look at it. You're already having a miserable season, right?
Right. So just sit Giannis for the rest of the year.
You don't have any control over your pick anyway because you got to swap. I think with the Hawks. So you're just going to try and be as bad as possible, hope they're kind of close, and then you don't have, too terrible of a drop. And then you get to go into the offseason and you could get even more picks. Now, Giannis may have more sweat, but let's say Giannis's team is Miami. Let's say it is. Is that going to change in a few months? Probably. I mean, unless Giannis looks at the Heat and he goes, they got killed. They were terrible. I don't want to go there.
But but you can't really do that because
that's the only thing. If I'm them, I'm like, well, what's the worst that's going to happen? He's going to want to either go there or he's going to go to a team in the West that's going to want to make that big push.
I think he definitely wants to stay in the East.
I would think so.
Right.
I would think so.
You don't want to go out and mess with that West. That West
is tough, man.
That West is tough. You're like talking about OKC, Minnesota. You're talking about Denver. Yeah, I mean the Lakers. You're like the Clippers. Like, what are you doing?
I don't know what the Clippers are doing.
That's at Houston.
Did you guys see the theory I saw on Twitter? I don't know if it's real or not, but there's a theory that that the Clippers know that Kawhi is getting suspended, so they're just selling off because of the aspiration deal.
Oh, is he getting suspended?
I don't know. It's a theory that's thrown on Twitter.
I mean, if that was the case, why is he balling? He's balling out of control right now.
I mean, he is. He's playing really great basketball right now. But I'm just saying, like,
why would he get suspended?
Why would he get suspended? Just that he was part of payroll circumventing of the cap. It was.
I thought the organization gets punished for that.
I'm sure they will.
If your organization came to you and said, "Hey,"
well, they've voided contracts before for like nefarious. That happened with the Heat with Juwan Howard, didn't it? They but now he never played.
Right.
It would be a weird thing. Fun guy. He's a fun guy.
I mean, like, that guy has ridden a bad knee for a long time. He's had a bad knee since San Antonio.
We don't get Giannis, man. We're taking another spin, one more spin.
Absolutely not.
What do you mean? You didn't even know what
no.
I said.
Is he still at the adventure room?
No.
Chipotle?
Yeah. No, I don't want Kawhi.
I was going to say
he's
Kawhi.
never going to play.
He's been playing.
Okay.
Yo, you are such a... Yo, you are such
Dude, can you just make it stop?
You're such a garden tool for superstars. It's really... You're a garden tool for that, bro.
Just trying to tend my soil.
No.
Oh, you're so dirty.
No, you are.
You're dirty. You're dirty.
You're definitely attending your soil.
You need over
He's
there.
a gardener now.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
What about Ja?
No! What are you doing?
He's such a
dude! Oh my goodness!
You're money grubbing.
Why?
Clearance sale right at the end.
Oh my
no,
God.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you got to match salary, so you're gonna have to give up something.
Jonas and Hero.
No, you're like the Khloe Kardashian of radio hosts.
Yep.
Was she the sluttiest?
Yes.
I don't think so. Wasn't she married to Lamar? I thought they had a happy
No,
marriage.
that's wait. No, who's the one I was married to that had a baby with Tristan? Chloe, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Wasn't
are
he
you
the man
blaming
slut?
her? He's the man slut.
Yeah, he couldn't stop sticking it in places,
Let's
man.
not go ahead and mess with Chloe. I actually like her.
No,
I
She
thought
is
was
like the realest of
I thought
all
she was
of
the
them.
down to
Yes,
earth one.
Okay.
and then she had
Yeah.
Lamar, right?
Yeah, but that
yeah,
was
they were married.
but he got,
I mean,
Okay,
He got-
you're
he-
not really helping her
got
case.
strung out at a
what are you
brothel.
talking about?
If any NBA star, she was trying to. Well, that's the whole family. They trying to snatch up. That's Tobin. Tobin's a Kardashian. You're a Tobin Dashian.
Yep.
That's what you are.
Perhaps
You're the Kardashian of basketball.
Yes,
like
you
this.
are. You are willing to.
very successful business person.
Rob.
Oh my God.
Rob.
If it's a
I think
superstar,
I think
you're
my
gonna.
AI photo looked like Rob Kardashian.
Maybe in the AI photo you did.
Take a break. More to come here on the show. We'll do the mixed bag coming up next. Welcome back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Hey, you guys want to go see Bush? They're bringing their Land of Milk and Honey tour to the Hard Rock Live with special guests Mammoth and James and the Cold Gun on May 12th. Caller number, what do you want to do, Jennifer? Caller
number 6.
Caller 6 to 305-567-0560. Caller 6 to 305-567-0560 will win the tickets to see Bush at Hard Rock Live. Caller 6 to 305-567-0560. Roger Goodell, he spoke yesterday at his State of the NFL address, which he usually does Super Bowl week. And this is what Goodell had to say. He said the refs are amazing.
I'm so amazed at how good our officials are. I mean, we spend time all week looking at various angles and still debating it a week later. These guys have to make a split-second decision.
Wow.
And the men and women on our field are incredible. And I think that they've proven over and over again they're really wonderful at what they do. On the other hand, it's a difficult sport to officiate. It's fast, it's quick. And we have to be able to use technology, in my view, to try to prevent the obvious errors. And now they're not all obvious. I think depending on which team you're for, they're obvious in your eyes potentially. But at the end of the day, we see if there's an obvious error, we need to be able to fix it. And I think technology can help. Replay assist has been, I think, a terrific advancement for us. It's been done quickly. It's been able to address those issues before a challenge is even made. We need to expand that. We need to bring that into different categories, potentially personal fouls. Should we be able to work on the officials or upstairs or the replay officials or New York, depending on the circumstances?
I can't do this guy anymore. This guy's a blowhard. Enough already. Just enough already. The greatest and the best, and it's so hard. But we need some technology help sometimes. Shut up. Sorry, I'm lashing out.
I'd say
Ty Lue. Poor Ty Lue, dude.
he can't get no
Ty
love.
Lue,
Timeout.
he came out here, right? And he was like, all we need to do is go this record after the Heat kicked their ass, embarrassed them. That was like probably the height of the Heat season. I think they were like 7 over 500. They were flying high. Clippers in the dumper. He goes, don't worry. We're going to go such and such. And by George, he got them to turn it around. And he just comes in one day and he goes, kidding me with this James Harden?
Well, also, isn't the Chris Paul situation, shouldn't that be finally
rectified? Apparently it's not. But maybe Chris Paul was the problem because they got him out of there and the record kind of turned around. Maybe he was a headache there, Vlad. Maybe Jeff Van Gundy was tired of his ass.
Oh, but wait a minute. That's not how you treat a legend. That's not how you treat someone who's done so much for you.
How many rings does he have?
He has no rings.
Well, my man got no rings. Bob's got cups. They call him 2-Cup Bob.
Oh, God.
Ty Lue, this is him on dealing with the James Harden trade rumors.
I mean, we got to be professional. No matter what the rumors may be or what it is, we got to come out and be professional and play. I don't think that had anything to do with it, whatever the rumors may be. But, I just thought it was a tough back-to-back for us coming from Phoenix, having a good game and coming to a team that's really good, very well coached and ready to play, waiting on us. And we just didn't have a lot of juice. And then we try to come back. You spend so much energy trying to get back in the game. It's tough to beat those type of teams like that.
All right. Well, it's probably getting an LOL text from Daryl Morey today. You too. Welcome to the club. Oh, look, special advisor to the Dolphins, Troy Aikman, is on ESPN right now. Think he's talking about that?
You think that's what he puts on his business card?
He should.
Not
he had the pin.
Not ESPN Monday Night Football analyst.
He was at a Dolphins presser.
But he had the pin.
He was
You
at a
don't
Dolphins
have a
presser.
pin if you're not in the family.
I bet you they put that on his jacket.
Dan Marino wasn't wearing a pin.
Well, he's not a 3-time champion.
Garfinkel had a pin.
Was he part of
Garfinkel's got a new quarterback?
Who
I don't know. Anyway, speaking of the Dolphins, Mike Mayock was on ESPN yesterday. This is him talking about what the Finns could do with Tua.
The Tua thing's hard because on top of just evaluating talent, you're scared to death about concussions and injuries. It adds another layer to that whole conversation with where are you on your quarterback? And I'm sure that was a question Half had to answer in his interview is where do you stand on this guy? And you better have a plan, because if you're going to move on from this guy, not only is there a big salary cap, but you better have an answer. It was kind of like when I had the Raiders and we had Derek Carr and people wanted to move on from Derek, and John and I look at each other like, yeah, but what's next? Where are we going? Where are we finding that guy? So the hard thing I think is he's quick. He can move in the pocket, but he got rid of the ball so quickly last year. It was almost like he was worried about getting hurt. So what's the fine line where you let this kid play like an athlete, you let this kid play at a high level, but you also try to take care of him? And I think that's a really difficult question, because if Half doesn't answer that the right way, then it's going to be a tough year until they find the answer.
Mike Mayock on Tua's future. I don't think he's sticking around, dude. I think he's answered it.
I mean,
I think he's gonna be having Mai Tais with Malik Willis this weekend.
I don't know. I think even if you bring Malik Willis in, it still doesn't mean that you don't have him compete.
He's not competing, dude.
No?
Malik Willis is gonna get that chance. Maybe with Quinn Ewers he'll compete. Not with Tua.
I mean, like, you can say what you want about Tua, but he would be the only one that has any real experience. So if it depends on what you view this team as. Like, if you look at this team and say, we have some good pieces, let's, see where it goes, or you just say, you know what, let's just play the young guys. Like, whatever you decide to do, that'll be determined. I don't know if I like throwing away $99 million. It ain't my money, I get it, but it just seems like it's not very good business.
Well, maybe you take a little haircut, you send a pick over to Arizona, it's out of your
haircut.
A little haircut. Maybe you could get some relief that way.
What kind of haircut you getting?
Tua's gonna love the desert.
Oh, and what are they gonna do with? They still owe their quarterback a bunch of money.
They owe another.
So why would they sign?
Switcheroo?
Dude, no.
Why not?
No.
Fast.
I don't want.
I knew it.
Fast. Got a piss whistle on him.
So let me have this conversation with you.
Mm-hmm.
You remember when Tom Brady was explaining the different ways of throwing the football into the wind or whatever?
Yep.
You know who can't do that?
Short people.
Why? Because they always have to throw it over the line. So that makes a lot of those things difficult to
Murray's
do.
got a hoose on him, dude.
It doesn't matter. He's a guard gnome. Like, are we past that now? Are we over that? Look at the league.
Yeah, just a temporary solution.
It's
temporary solution.
You're not giving. So let me get this straight. You're gonna throw away $99 million, trade for another guy who's making $40, and then say it's temporary?
I like to think of it as
like $130 million.
I like to think of it as
no
trading. I'm trading one toy for another. So
no, you're not.
You're trading a jet ski for a speedboat.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
You are.
You're trading a Mini Cooper for a Volkswagen Bug.
Because they're tiny.
Yes.
But one goes faster.
Which one? You don't even know.
The wind-up car.
Literally.
What was Kyler Murray's injury this year?
His leg.
That's not good.
What's his injury? 5'2" is his injury.
You're a height shamer.
Yes, I am. At quarterback,
Malik Willis isn't tall. Malik Willis is 6'1",
which is 2 feet taller than Tua.
It's not 2 feet taller than Tua.
He's going to look like it.
Tua's a very strong 5'10". Murray, I don't know.
He is 5'10" also.
Kyler Murray's not 5'10". No chance. No chance.
They definitely they
no
gassed that up.
Chance.
Well, they're being very generous with his height, but it says
Yes.
5'10".
Yes, that's just like old boy from Atlanta. Would you count that little top hair right there? When he had the little 1980s Prince and
Little pitch option with the Devon Achane and Kyler Murray,
dude, what?
Murray Cat.
Murray Cat? What's
Kyler
that?
Cat.
No, you see, you tried twice. Come on, man. That's -1. Man.
What are you doing?
-1.
Why do you do this? This is excruciating.
-1.
This is so painful.
What?
Just to hear you talk like you give the appearance that you know nothing about football when you say stuff.
I don't know nothing about football. I'm just saying, like you're talking, you're sitting.
You
here.
want to get rid of Tua, and your one of your solutions is Kyler Murray.
Your solution is just have Tua be the backup. My solution.
No,
is way
that's
better.
not. No, it's not. I say before you decide to eat the $99 million, you have those 3 quarterbacks compete for the starting
All right,
job.
well, I'm not eating the $99 million. I'm going to a different restaurant. I'm sending them my restaurant.
Oh, and you're eating more money.
No, we're gonna do an eat skis.
What the
I
hell?
eat your problem, you eat my problem.
Hey, yo.
What?
I eat my problem, you eat your problem, and we'll swap quarterbacks.
So y'all both eaters.
No,
Yeah.
you don't. If
Called the Pac-Man.
here's the deal, you want to be done. Either way, you don't want to sign on additional issues.
Maybe you get a diamond in the rough. You know, a bounce back.
Not
season.
at $40 million.
Bounce back season.
That's
dude.
not a diamond
It's
in the
a
rough.
bounce back season.
That's not a diamond in the rough.
I love how
A diamond in the rough is $2 million. Is Malik Willis if he ends up doing like Pro Bowl stuff or ended up getting your
Yeah, but
team
he's
to the
not-
playoffs?
You're gonna still have to pay him pretty handsomely. You know, probably 25 a year. You are.
No, he ain't the starter. He ain't started.
You're nuts.
You
He's
ain't
gonna
paid
make a lot
20
of money. He's gonna
He
make
ain't
a lot
gonna
of
make.
money.
He gonna make $15 million.
I don't think you.
Who?
That's
Malik.
Malik. That's less than Justin Fields got.
he's making 20, bro. 20
20.
to 20 to 20.
He might get more than 20. He might get more.
First year,
And he
has
has
a
a
lot
starter?
of guarantees. First year,
He's played what 4 games?
Right. So now I'm bringing an experienced starter.
No.
No, Kyler Murray. That's what I'm
You're also
talking
bringing
about,
in
dude.
$40 million.
You're on the same page with me now. Why is this that crazy? He's fast. What kind of numbers did he have last year, Jennifer? Why? No.
You want his numbers from last year?
Where's the hooch?
Well, actually, even the numbers the year before, because I don't think he played much very
Yeah, I would think so.
No, him and Tua.
well. Same.
He's never had a year as good as Tua's.
2024, he completed 68% of his passes for 3,851 yards, 21 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. He's had, let's see, in his first 3 years as a Cardinals quarterback, first year, 3,700 yards passing, second year, 3,900 yards passing, third year, 3,787.
No, 2020 was his best year because he also ran for 811
Right,
touchdowns.
but in 24, he had a good bounce back year where he threw for 3,851 yards. So he's had some.
Basically, it's Tua.
He's had better
with a
years with
strong
Tua.
arm.
He's
Yeah,
had
and he
better
can
years
move.
with Tua.
He can run.
But he ain't doing more than Tua.
He's doing more than Tua if he's moving.
Okay. But those numbers are like
Shake loose, dude. Let's go. Let's have some fun. Looking for some solutions. I don't think I should be mocked. I think there should be no. I think we should have a rule for the offseason. There are no bad ideas.
Yeah, they were.
Why are you so mad at this idea? If he was 6'3", would you be this mad? So if I said Justin, so let me ask you, would you rather have Justin Fields or Kyler Murray? You have to pick one.
Leroy doesn't like shortcuts,
Do not
short
ignore me.
bread, short legs,
Do not
short
ignore me.
shows, short breaks.
Sir, do not ignore me.
Say it again.
Answer my
I
sports
was trying to
radio.
ignore
I
you.
want you to answer my sports radio question.
Oh, now we talk sports.
Yeah,
Radio.
we are talking
Oh,
sports radio.
oh,
We are
oh,
talking
oh,
sports radio.
Now we sports
Answer my
right now.
sports radio question.
Being
What
children.
was it again?
Who would you rather have? You have to start one this year.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be guaranteed healthy for 17 games. Okay? You have to start one.
Why
You
do we have to start the
Just-
conversation in La La Land?
Just answer my
Why
question.
do we have to do this?
Answer my question. Would
Go.
you rather have Kyler Murray or Justin Fields?
Oh my God!
Answer the question.
Be honest, Porsche.
No,
Be
Malik-
honest. No Malik Willis. The answers, your only options are Justin Fields and Kyler Murray. I guaranteed health for the season. You have to pick one.
Damn. You want to know?
Yeah, I do.
Tell you right after the break.
I knew it. I knew it.
No! No! I don't like that at all. Is that what that feels like? I don't like that. On FM 104.3 WQAM. Where's she? She's hobnobbing again.
Yep.
Back hobnobbing, dude. You
Yep.
can't. You
I
can't.
had to split.
Yeah.
She was
Well, you're a
causing-
professional, you know.
She was.
You can't corral her in this building.
Yeah.
Let's get to our headlines brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. The Panthers lost to the Sabres last night 5-3. They had practice today. Marchand.
As you would say, you hope they had punitive skate.
Maybe
It's terrible.
Maybe it was strong.
Oh my God. You can't say you understand all that and then go, they need a punitive skate.
Look, I am a very emotional sports watcher, and what I say in the midst of games cannot be held against me in the court of law.
Off in the chat yesterday?
About everybody.
Yeah, but I said all the
And then you say
Calling
you
out
understand.
everyone?
I did say everything.
You
that I
want
said
us
in
to
the
understand what Bob's going through while you have no compassion for anybody else on the team.
And didn't you go a little potty mouth too?
Yeah.
Hard to say. Did I? Did I go potty mouth?
Yep. Yes, you did.
Well, that was deserved.
Yes, you did.
And I went at Bob too, by the way.
Yes, you did.
So
Yeah.
don't think that's why they call me Objective Tobes.
1,
Really?
Yeah.
2,
Mm.
3.
Jennifer, you weren't throwing F-bombs after they couldn't score on the 5-on-3?
That was
I
crazy.
can't say.
5-on-3.
Come on, dude.
All they did was cuddle up and just stand basically in the paint.
Yeah.
And nothing. You did nothing to.
The snuggie defense.
Yep.
Couldn't get anything done. But anyway, Bennett, Lundy, and Marshy all skated today. Paul Maurice, though, would not confirm if they're going to be ready against the Bruins. He said they could be ready, they could not be ready. We call that playing it close to the vest.
All right.
So hopefully they're getting there. Hopefully Gadjevich will be back after the Olympics.
Please.
Hopefully my pain is eased. Nico Mikkola, let's go, dude. Stop somebody.
Maybe you should go over there, throw some fish at him, and he'll probably wake up.
Yeah, maybe we send him to Nashville for be like, hey, go get that catfish.
Catfish?
Yeah, polar bears don't like catfish.
No.
Right? What are they like? Salmon or trout?
Was it trout that jump upstream?
Not sure. Heat, they play tonight. Take on the Atlanta Hawks.
Oh.
Last game before the trade deadline.
What is this, Play-in-Ville? The in-season tournament of Play-in-Ville?
This is a Play-in-Ville side hustle game, you know. It's not the tournament of Play-in-Ville. The Hawks aren't. The Hawks work. The Heat and Bulls. We look down on the Hawks in Play-in-Ville. Like,
why? Because they always win and beat you guys
in Play-in-Ville.
They beat you the first game, and then you got to play the Bulls.
They never win the real game though. They always.
What do you mean they never win the real game?
They always lose. They always lose when it matters, and then when the Heat have to play the Bulls when it matters, it's like, oh, we advance. I think the Heat have eliminated the Bulls like 4 straight years.
So let's stop deflecting here.
Yeah,
I dare Leroy to jump on a canoe in the Ohio River.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, that ain't my thing.
What do you want to
Let's
stop
stop
deflecting on?
What?
Weren't you supposed to answer a question?
Yeah, Leroy.
Yeah, who do you want? Fields or
What was the
Kyler
question
Murray?
again?
You know the
You know
question.
the question. The Dolphins can only have one QB next year for 17 games, guaranteed health. It could either be Kyler Murray or it could be Justin Fields. Pick.
Man, this is a tough question. You know why? It's tough because
you know that he's a more talented player than Justin Fields, but he's a garden gnome.
yes, and they have a lot of the same attributes. Justin Fields will take off and run, but I don't know if he's as good of a passer. You see what I mean? So from that standpoint, I have questions.
Is Fields the Jets quarterback next year, Vlad? Or you guys?
No, we're looking for.
What are you doing?
We're bridging.
Tua?
No, we don't want that. Stop trying. Listen,
He's shopping him around.
he's shopping him around like we want your trash.
You're gonna have to get somebody. I don't know. I'm just asking.
It don't got to be Tua.
Someone's getting Tua.
It ain't him.
He's going somewhere.
If I had to pick, I think I would say Fields would be more durable.
Mm-hmm.
Fields would also be able to run the ball, but I don't trust him as a passer. Kyler Murray, I trust more as a passer. I guess I would say Kyler Murray, but I'm not happy about either one of them.
Oh, I'm not asking you to be happy.
Right.
You know, we're on a budget right now.
What budget is that? You're talking about all $20, $40 million quarterbacks.
I know.
Like one making 20 and the other two is 40 and 50. What are you talking about bargain? That ain't no damn bargain.
Brian says, I think Aaron Rodgers is coming to Miami. Just
No,
for
no.
show content. That would
No.
be great.
No.
That would be great.
Nate,
just for that.
No.
They hired his QB coach, Nathaniel Hackett.
I don't know what you guys are doing.
Didn't y'all hate Nathaniel Hackett up in New York?
No, that was Denver.
Denver. All right. Shopping to it like a Prime Day sale.
I'm saying.
Nope. Hey, he's shopping to it like you could get it by 5 p.m. this evening.
Tua or Kirk Cousins.
you know those order those
Between 2 and 5.
yeah, those order
Or 5 and 10.
order within the next 10 minutes. It'll be at your house before you get home.
Flash sale. Vlad, Tua or Kirk Cousins?
Kirk.
Really?
Yes.
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Washed.
Kirk
Yes.
Cousins. Huh?
He's washed.
He's
That's
not
what
as
you
wa-
said about Tua.
He's not as washed as Tua.
Is he not? Tua beat him this year.
This first game that he
looked
actually
terrible that
Okay. All right. Let's since we playing this stupid game.
Bad quarterback roulette.
Yeah. Who's available? Well, you got Malik Willis, and Malik Willis has played fewer quarterback than any of them, right? He's played the least amount of quarterback. So I don't know how anybody and here's the problem. See, the difference between
Mac Jones.
the difference between a person in football and a person on the outside looking in, they're okay with winging it, right? Whereas a person in that profession needs to like have some information. So you'd wing it on any of these quarterbacks.
Not any of them.
No, but I'm just saying the names you're throwing out, like everybody's getting excited about Malik Willis. Hey, but he ain't played.
Jared Stidham.
No, I saw what he has.
Let's see. Who else?
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones.
You got to trade for him.
You got to trade for Mac Jones.
I heard him out on that.
Yep.
Never trading for Mac Jones.
What about
Mac
Zach
Jones.
Wilson? He's still here.
Another Jets cast off.
I mean, is Sam Bradford the photo?
Geno Smith.
No, is Sam Bradford the guy that lets you know that the Jets been doing it wrong?
Darnold.
Yeah, Sam Darnold.
Yeah, it would be Darnold more so than Bradford.
I mean Sam Darnold. I meant
No,
Sam.
because guess what? He had to been passed around. Sometimes you got to get passed around like a $2 before you they
He
see the
was a
full
very
value.
highly touted prospect coming
Who?
out of college.
Sam?
Darnold.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a number 3 pick.
He's very like it wasn't like people never thought that he had talent. Zach Wilson, I don't know.
Dude, I am watching the funniest thing.
Clearly.
Come see this. You got to see it. You got to see
Can't
it.
do it in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm
We can
saying,
do it in 3
right?
minutes.
Is he on
Look.
Twitter?
Yeah, he's
Watching a guy post up inanimate objects like a
Yeah, he's like Julius Randle with a full shot clock, and they got him up against a tractor trailer, just pounding the ball.
we gotta take his Twitter away.
-1.
Why?
We should find
don't
him
act
out.
Leroy, we're in the middle of a show here.
I'm
and
talking.
but you're not really like
Yes, I am.
engaged.
Then you drift off.
He wants
No, I
you to
don't
pick
just-
Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, you
and get off
do.
his-
The only reason why
whatever.
Jay Fig's right. The only reason why you got into this conversation is when you heard Aaron Rodgers in Miami.
No, absolutely
See,
not.
look, see how
No.
quickly he gets in.
Yeah.
Aaron
No.
Rodgers is like a trigger word in his head that, no, automatic no.
He
When
tries to go to his happy place after that.
Yeah.
I just want that for show. I don't want that, but I would want it for show content.
Honestly, I agree.
That's it.
That'd be just it'd
You
be
are the-
so funny.
You are the Miami
listen.
Packers.
Think about this. You guys think that I have a problem with Aaron Rodgers. I don't. I don't like his antics, and I think that people are
having a problem.
giving him more credit for what he could do to their team for their team than he can really do. Like I never thought he would make a difference in Pittsburgh. I didn't.
He did make a difference.
He did.
Okay, so let me ask you this: Aaron
Sure.
Rodgers or Tua?
I mean, but
I mean,
Aaron Rodgers.
Okay,
of
then.
course.
All right, then.
It's not you making it sound like I would like.
At least
I'm not stupid.
That proves to me that you're not really an Aaron hater because you love Tua and you
right. I'm all about right. Exactly. That's my point.
What about a Quinn Ewers tank year?
You can't watch another season of bad football. Make me watch.
I would say this.
Why not? I've done it plenty.
I would not deal with Quinn Ewers till he fires his agent.
Somebody said
because he should have been in college.
A-Rod is to Leroy. Where's the Spo? Damn.
No, that's not true.
Damn, you hate
that's
him.
not true because I have always acknowledged Aaron Rodgers' ability.
Do you think if Quinn Ewers would have gone back to college that he would have been the number 2 quarterback taken?
No, but I think he would have had $4 million.
Yeah.
Which is more than he got this year.
Too late.
Too late is right.
Late. We'll take a break. More to come here on the show. We're back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Hope everybody's doing well out there. We got Heat basketball back on the airwaves tonight. 104.3 FM WQAM. 6:15 preheat with Solana, Tommy Tig, Jason Jackson, Amy Audibert. We'll have your call from the Kaseya Center as the Heat have their last game before the trade deadline, which goes down Thursday. The can we ban the guy who keeps just chatting breaking news?
Why do you keep doing that, sir?
Like, can I just, because sir, if you don't legitimately have breaking news, I'm banning you from the show.
He put Shams bomb now. Let's check before we actually ban.
Well, I have Shams on noties and I don't see any bombs, so I think he's about to get banned.
Who is this?
Mike Vick in a box.
Whatever.
And now he put a little.
By the way, his name is Mike Vick in a box. Come on,
man. Just ban him.
He's banned.
He's banned.
Okay, I'll put you on timeout.
No,
ban. Like,
ban.
Why?
Ban.
That's mean.
Well, you think that's good?
You know what else is mean?
Yeah.
Not contributing to the chat.
He did say, "See you, dude."
He's
on the way out.
He's out. I just banned him.
Why would that wasn't me? See,
no, it was me. He banned.
I was gonna put it for 24 hours.
That you see,
-1.
Think of him as a bird.
Yep.
First of all, what is that gonna do? What is that gonna do?
No, if you thought of him as a bird, you would definitely give him the full ban.
Yep.
No, because I don't do anything to birds. So
except Merkham. You know,
you don't do nothing to dead birds.
He's gone.
He gone.
-1 for propaganda.
Anyway, the Heat are back in action, and then we'll see what happens with the trade deadline. You know, Spider is not happy in Cleveland.
Oh my God!
What?
What are you doing?
What do you mean? What am I doing?
What are you doing?
I'm just trying to, move some things along here. If Cleveland's ready to they trusted their franchise to a bum coach, and he's obviously doesn't believe in him anymore. So, I mean, we could right a wrong, and all of a sudden, Itsy Bitsy Spider wants to make his way to South Florida. I'm all for it. Welcome him with open arms. His favorite player of all time. He gets to go play in his building now. Go touch the statue every day. Go ball out.
His fiance would definitely love Miami.
How about that? Family man. Problem?
Selling point.
What?
Get off Twitter.
Look, let's be real about it. Spider never wanted to be in Cleveland. All right, he got traded.
Wait, you
there.
moving on from Giannis?
Well, I mean, if Giannis wants to come, Giannis wants to come. Like, I'm worried about. I can't deal all the time with one guy.
So here's what's happening, Leroy. Tobin loves it when he hears rumors that superstars are unhappy.
He's just fishing.
Because in his mind, they're unhappy. I know a place that will make you happy.
This place will make you very gruntled.
So you're not disgruntled. You're just gruntled.
Yeah, dude. Come on.
That's not even a word.
I don't know. I'm just,
It's not a word. Gruntled.
What if we get to keep Kel'el?
Let me ask you this, Leroy.
Yeah.
If you had a choice, you only could choose one. Is it Wiggy or Khalil?
I keep Kel'el.
Ooh.
Yeah, how about that?
As much as I like Wiggins. I just think Kel'el's going to be something special.
I agree with you.
And I think he has the temperament to deal with all this foolishness going on. However, have you ever known a big not to kind of have that kind of
Only the intangible bigs.
what?
Cody Zeller.
The hustle?
All they got is that.
That's all
they got, right?
Mason Plumlee.
So they have like 8 rebounds, 2 points, and 4 fouls.
Oh, they can't make a shot to save their life.
Yeah.
A dunk is a coin flip.
And he only got a tippy toe to dunk. See, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you got a guy athletic. How many threes has he made this year?
Who?
Kel'el.
A lot.
40? More than that.
Probably more than that. I don't know. I get his totals.
It just seems like he's going to get to the point where he's going to say nothing is good enough for this team.
Or for this man.
For this man. Correct.
Maybe that's what Spo's waiting for. Maybe Spo's waiting
because,
for
I mean, to be honest with you,
he's made 55 threes.
He made 55 threes.
Out of 134. That's 41%.
Right. Like, is that guy's not good enough for this team? That's the thing that, okay, listen, I know there's things that
if he gets
you don't like that he does. Okay, coach him up.
If he gets 6 minutes tonight, I'm going to be mad.
6 minutes.
Yeah, like if he does that thing where he just like throws him out there for a few minutes again, I'm not going to find that amusing.
Right.
You know?
Me either.
Who doesn't like his dunks? You see the lobs and the pow. You know, the crowd goes crazy. Right. You know, give me a guy who's more fun to watch. I'm not saying he's a perfect player right now. He's 21. All right, you got some things you got to work through. Let's go. Him and Kasparov connecting. Nolan Powell, by the way, doubtful today with personal reasons.
He's been out for a minute, right?
He's missed the last 3 games.
Right.
So
same situation.
Yes. Jovic, I think, might be back tonight.
Okay.
Jovic might be back tonight. No Tyler.
Of course.
Of course.
No Tyler.
You know, and then we'll keep an eye on I'll see what
I mean, I think like
I'm gonna snoop around.
If you want your organization to have doubts or questions about, your abilities or whatever, or you want them to be able to depend on you, when your GM comes out and has or your front office, your president comes out and says, we have problems with availability, and your response to that in a contract extension year is to only play 11 games.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough look.
I can't
It's a crazy weird injuries, like extra bone in your foot, toe injury.
He had an extra bone last year.
Toe injury that you got kicked, and then this chest thing is crazy.
Right.
Pretty crazy. But no, listen, I'm gonna be boots on the ground tonight. All right. We'll snoop around a little bit. You know what I mean? See what the scuttle is. Don't you guys worry. I'll get to the bottom of it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah. We really, look forward.
Thank you.
To
your boots in the ground reports.
Yeah.
Why? You guys don't trust me?
Not the ground, sorry. The ground.
No, but that doesn't sound like very much like you guys.
No, I don't trust you.
You don't sound like you don't. Sounds like none of you guys trust me that I can get legit word. I can figure things out.
Hey, have you heard of Three Sisters Springs?
I got to tell you, dude, if you're reading Twitter again, like that's really just like something.
Yeah, you wilding out now.
It's really crazy, and I know that you've been there for like the last 3 minutes.
No. Mm-mm. I actually I was reading the stuff on right here. Look.
You just changed tabs.
Yeah, Leroy, that's wild.
No, but this is where I was. And then they said, hey.
But still, Leroy.
Right.
That's messed up.
No, I've never heard of Three Sisters, whatever you were saying.
I figured you would.
What was it?
Huh?
Well, what is it?
It's just, I guess it's a manatee hangout.
There you go.
Great. You making a manatee joke about me?
No.
Feel proud of yourself?
No, I would.
I think he's the one that did that whole AI thing on your face.
No, I didn't.
He's like, hey.
Wait,
come on, J-Fig.
So you wait.
J-Fig.
I'm 0 for 190.
That's what I'm saying.
Versus technology, but I can figure out AI minus one on her.
J-Fig minus
That's crazy.
Listen.
That's crazy.
Just because you're on Twitter and it does not mean you can give me a minus one.
You know, like you're not responding to anybody though. Like you're not going to get like an approval of your answers.
No, I know. I'm not.
Like, what does this do for you? I don't understand.
I haven't responded. I haven't responded to nothing. Look, check. I haven't.
I know. I did check. You did respond. We already caught you, and that's why you have stopped.
That was in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, of the show.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm done. I haven't responded. I just been reading.
You were watching somebody back down a tractor like they were Julius Randle.
Something about a manatee just 2 seconds ago.
And it happens the same time. Like you really check out the last 1 o'clock hour of the last 2 days.
No, that's not true.
2 days, maybe 2 weeks.
Wow.
You do. Once you get into your social medias, it's like you socially say bye-bye to
you
us.
hit that app, you get that early checkout.
No.
Express checkout.
And you know what I love? I love your like I could tell when Leroy was a child and he was trying to tell him, no, mama, I didn't do that. because it's not even convincing. It's no, and it's like,
well, but the crazy thing is,
Uh,
when I was a kid,
Hmm?
if I did it, I would say, yeah, I did it.
it looks like you want to say that you did it or you're doing it, but you,
know,
but ego saying no.
It's fine. You know, listen, I'm gonna pay attention to Wes Goldberg, and he'll engage with me, and
Yeah.
you know, you can
Oh,
do your
now-
puzzles.
now you're smiling.
Do your puzzles.
Now you're smiling.
We'll talk Giannis with Locked On Heat's Wes Goldberg. He joins us next. Let's go out to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. You guys can shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood. Let's go out to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. You guys can shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location.
He's got a reputation for quitting on his teams. But look, Houston was rebuilt. Building Brooklyn. The Kyrie Irving situation, he was just over it. Philadelphia, there was a contract dispute between him and management, and you know, if you listen to his side, you can kind of see where it's coming from. If I'm a Harden defender, this is what I'm saying, right? About all the Harden exits previous. There is no excuse for this one. The Clippers are playing great basketball. They've been one of the best teams in the league since mid-December, and 2 days before the deadline, he's all of a sudden like, oh wait, I actually want a contract extension. 2 years. I want a new contract a year and a half from now. Now I'm going to demand a trade. This is the ultimate quitting on a team. I don't want to hear. There's a quote from Harden in 2024 about he was in Europe and he was talking about how he wants to be remembered. He was asked about his legacy, right? And he's like, I want to be remembered as a winner, the ultimate team player, and it wasn't about the money. I'm like, dude, this is all about the money. You're quitting on your team. I don't want to hear any James Harden defense from anybody ever again. And most of all, I never want to hear him compared to Dwayne Wade ever again, because this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Wes, this sounds exactly like the conversation we had with Jimmy.
Yep, it's all about the money.
Exact same conversation.
The only difference between Harden and Jimmy Butler in terms of the way that they've exited their teams is that Jimmy Butler has a few good playoff series that hang his hat on, right? He's got 2 trips to the finals, which is something that Harden doesn't have since he left OKC as a 6-man.
Correct.
Jimmy Butler has the benefit of those playoff series to bolster his reputation league-wide and his legacy, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
Harden doesn't have that. Harden has the playoff failures. He has the opposite of that. Right. And that doesn't help. But I don't want to look. I understand player empowerment. I understand like these guys have a short shelf life in their careers that by middle age that they're retired, their careers are over, and that you have to maximize your earning power as much as you can. But just because there's player empowerment does not make you entitled to us like forgetting all of that stuff when we talk about your legacy. It's all part of it. And if you want to make it about the money, more power to you. But then don't come at me, James Harden. Don't come at me, Jimmy Butler, and say it's all about winning when it's clearly not all about winning. It's more about the money than anything else.
I think the thing, too, that's been interesting with the NBA is like the money's gotten so crazy with the NBA. And now it's not about, oh, I'm going into a contract year. It's always, I need to get the extension off the contract year. I like that's kind of been a new wave over like the last 5 years, ever since these have blown up to like $40-50 million deals. Because that used to be like the length of a deal. Like you'd be like, oh, $50 million over like 2 years. Now you're getting that in 1 year.
Right.
So everybody wants that sweetener year on top of it. I'm like, dude, you have a player option for a year for $40 million. You want another year?
But
it's such a great point too, because
like Jimmy, you had a problem with it. You said they should extend him.
Well, they better find something with that money because they haven't given me anything cool yet.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting, Tobin, because these contracts are maxed out at 4 years now.
Right.
Right? Most of them, unless you get the Supermax 5 years. But most of these contracts are 4 years, but 2 years into it, you're already talking about the next contract. I wonder if the league has to take a look at this and say, you know what, we actually have to extend the length of these contracts. It was a benefit before to shorten the lengths of the contracts. It was a benefit for owners and front offices. But actually, maybe we need these to be a little bit longer so that 2 years into signing a new deal, we're not already talking about the next contract and being forced to trade our star players because we don't want to
change the date for the extension. Because you have a lot of guys that are talking about extensions with a year and a half left to go, and you haven't necessarily warranted an extension.
Yeah, the problem is that these guys have like the player options on that final year.
Guys are getting paid not because of what they've done, but because it's time to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird because it only works in basketball like that. Right, and it's all guaranteed too. So, like, yeah, and teams are saying, you know what? And here's how teams are thinking. You know what? Give him the extension. If he doesn't play, we can just trade him.
Right. Like even with the Heat with Hero, it was like, oh, he's got 2 years left. We got to talk about extension. I'm like, why? Why can't they just go to the end of his contract?
Why doesn't he give 2 years worth of basketball? Add up 2 years that give you more than 82 games, and then we'll talk.
So Wes, where we at with Giannis, man? I know you and I we've talked every which angle about it. We're 48 hours a little bit and change away from this. You got a gut on you think he's staying, you think he's going, and if he's going, where do you think Miami stacks up in all this?
Against my better judgment, I think he's traded before Thursday. It sounds like everybody says the Bucks will be better off waiting until the offseason. And because that's when the offers can get a little bit better. And I hear that. I also think that the human element part of this is once everybody's sort of decided that this is where it's going, everybody kind of just wants to rip the bandage off and just get this thing done. We saw it last year with Jimmy Butler, right? The Heat did not have to trade him before the deadline. They found one taker with the Warriors and I'm like, fine, done, get out of here. Now, Giannis is not creating the stink that Jimmy Butler was, so it's a little bit of a different situation. But generally speaking, once you've kind of decided that this is it, I think there's a human element here that comes into play. I also think that the offers are going to be quite good. I think that eventually these teams will say, we kind of want Giannis for this stretch run. Now, whether it's the Warriors who have been out there telling everybody that, well, listen, hey, our offer is really good. We think that we can land Giannis. There is some reporting lately, though, that maybe Giannis isn't super psyched about playing in Golden State for a couple different reasons. Jake Fisher, I think, reported overnight that he looks at the Kevin Durant situation and how Durant is still sort of taking flack for teaming up with Steph Curry in Golden State. Now, a 73-win Warriors team is a little bit different than a 43-win Warriors team. So the situation is a little bit different. But I understand that, hey, that's Steph Curry's team, and it's never going to be your team. And even when Steph Curry leaves, my problem with the Warriors pitch here is that they're trying to sell two different things. They're trying to sell, hey, our out years to the Bucks. They're trying to sell it to the Bucks. Those out years when Steph is in his 40s and probably retired, those are going to be great picks. But then they're turning around to Giannis and being like, no. Like, we're always going to be winners. Don't worry. Like, we're going to build around you. Like,
yeah.
They're trying to have it both ways. And Giannis is too smart for this. And I do wonder if he looks at Steph at this stage and he's like, look, it would have been cool to pair up with Steph maybe 3-4 years ago. Not now. Especially if they're going to have to give up everything that they're talking about giving up just to get me and all the picks. Like, it's going to be me and Steph for a couple of years and then nothing. And I think if I'm Giannis, the last thing I want to do is not – I look at the Durant situation and I'm not saying – hey, he never got the credit that he deserved in Golden State. I'm more afraid of what happened to Durant after he left Golden State, where he's bouncing around from team to team to team and never really able to find a real home anymore.
Right.
And if I'm Giannis, I don't want to do this again. It was hard enough to demand the trade out of Milwaukee. I don't want to end up playing for 3 or 4 different teams for the rest of my career. My next team, I think, wants to be my last team. If I'm Giannis, this is my last team. He's looking for a forever team. And I don't know that Golden State can look at him and really say, hey, we're going to be your forever team. Like, you're not going to have to go somewhere else.
Can any team that he goes to that's going to deplete all of their future assets and some of their young talent, can any team say that he might get traded to?
No, of course not. But you can more credibly say it than maybe the Warriors can, because they're literally trying to sell the Bucks on the fact that they won't be that. While also, right, like you look at the Miami Heat's offer. The Heat aren't talking about how valuable their out-year picks can be. They're saying, hey, look at what Kel'el Ware could be for you. Look at what Tyler Hero could be for you. Look at what some of these other young things could be for you. That's their pitch. And if I'm Giannis, I'm looking at the Heat and I'm saying, look, that's a track record for figuring it out around stars. They have a track record for finding the most out of undrafted talent. They'll find ways to support me, right? Whether like obviously Zoe and Tim Hardaway never won a championship, but they competed, right? They competed at the highest levels that they had in their entire career. And then Zoe won a championship when he came back, but whatever. And then, with Dwayne Wade, a year into him being in the NBA, they were like, this guy's got it. Let's go trade for Shaq. They got Shaq a post-Lakers championship. They competed with LeBron James and got him his first 2 rings of his career. They competed with Jimmy Butler. Like Jimmy Butler never won a ring, but they made it to 2 NBA finals and they were always competitive with them. And if I'm Giannis, I at least look at the track record of the Miami Heat and say, I trust them to figure it out. Maybe more than any other team in the league that is that's obviously realistically going to trade for me.
Yeah, I think that players that whole being my team thing, I do think is a thing, because I think that if you're going to leave all the legacy that you have in Milwaukee, like going to Steph's team's a tough thing. I think if you go to Minnesota, that's very much Ant-Man's team. And also, like, who's to say Ant-Man's going to want to stay there forever? You know, it's like all these things are very like short-sighted. I do think that Miami offers some things. New York, I think anybody who goes to New York and helps them win would be a legend, but it's still Jalen Brunson's team. Like it is. And I do think that there's a level of like, all right, he's out here. He's like, I'm the hottest chick in the game. Yeah, you want like no one's ever going to go to the Heat, even with Bam being the captain. If Giannis is here, he's the face of the Heat. Like that's and I don't think any other plays you could say that on these potential trades. And I don't know how much that matters to him, but
I'll tell you, I think it does because there's this story. I can't remember who wrote it, but it was this great feature story from early in Giannis's career when he was first kind of turning into and blossoming into this all-star. Where remember when they took Jabari Parker, I think with the 2nd overall pick.
Yes.
And there was a real battle early in their careers of whose team was it? Was it Giannis's team or Jabari Parker's team? And Giannis made it a point to outwork Jabari Parker every single day, so the story goes, to make it so that the Milwaukee Bucks were his team. Like he was not willing to lose it to this top pick. It mattered to him then. I think it matters to him now.
Is there anybody on the Heat other than Bam that you are squeamish about dealing for Giannis?
This is going to sound crazy, Tobin. How do we hold on to Pelle? Like, how do we hold on to Pelle Larsson? Because
you just swish Leroy.
It's
Giannis.
I know I have to give up Kel'el.
Yep.
That's like first on the list. I'm terrified of what he could become. Of all the other guys, the person that scares me the most about what they can become and how unique that skill set is a guy who can't even hardly get good run here. And that's Kel'el, which is crazy to me.
I guess I'm just sort of assuming that Kel'el's in the trade. So I'm not including
him. You have to, because they're going to want another. They're going to want a big.
You have to.
Now, question, Wes, if they keep who's the center they have from Indiana? If they don't trade Turner, right? Does that make? Are they still going to want Kel'el, or then they're going to try to move Miles Turner also?
They'll move Turner.
Okay, all right.
Do you think that the Heat's crack at this lasts only until the deadline? Like if they don't get him at the deadline, does it become too flush of a market in the summer? And we can just put if they don't have him Thursday, can we just put the Giannis to Heat thing to bed?
I don't think but I also don't think the issue would be that it's too flush of a market, because remember, Miami's offer gets better potentially in terms of the draft picks that they can include in the summer also. My issue, if I'm the Heat, is I want a trade to get done now because we have all this great expiring money that we can send to Milwaukee. Terry Rozier's contract, you can't use that in the summer. Andrew Wiggins has a player option. We're not really sure what's going to happen there. Norm Powell, his contract comes up over the summer also. Jaime Jaquez Jr., by the way, is going to be up for an extension too, and that gets a little iffy, I think, if you're trying to include him in a deal. So it's not necessarily that I'm worried about the flush market. It's just that, hey, this trade is a lot easier and cleaner for us if we do it now. If I'm the Heat and it becomes clear that I'm not getting Giannis, I almost wonder if there's a move that I make right before the buzzer sounds on the deadline of, can I turn one of these expiring contracts into a deal that at least is a guy who's under contract for next season, right? Whatever the contract that might be. Even if that's like, even if it's like Kuminga or something like that, where I'm not really interested in getting Kuminga as a player, but at least he's under contract for next year, because I need the money to get to that Giannis money, right? Because you still have the Tyler Hero figure, but if all this expiring money comes off, it gets really difficult for Miami to just get up to that Giannis figure of what it's going to take in terms of matching salary.
It's more important to have the bodies and the contracts to trade than just the money.
Correct. You need the contracts.
Right.
What have you made if they don't get the Giannis and Kel'el is here past Thursday? What's been your thoughts on the whole saga, and specifically Spo's like do-si-do on like, I criticize him, I take it back, I kind of going to play him more, but then I'm not. Like, do the Heat need to find a solution to this, and do they need to get like Spo on board with the guy?
Yeah, I think it's been really interesting this week for Erik Spoelstra to just not play him as you're building up to a potential Giannis trade, and Kel'el is presumably the centerpiece blue chip player going back. And it says a lot about the Miami Heat. If anybody ever questions like the Miami Heat's commitment to winning basketball games, right? For better or for worse, right? Like I'm not doing the Heat capital C culture thing. I'm just saying like the front office is not instructing they're either not instructing Erik Spoelstra to play Kel'el or Spo's not listening if they are. And for the record, the front office is not instructing Erik Spoelstra to play Kel'el despite any better judgments. They're letting him, in other words, just coach his basketball team through and after the deadline. So that's the Miami Heat way, right? Like that's just for better or for worse, that's what they're gonna do. It would be nice if they said if they would just play Kel'el a bunch of minutes and be like, look how great this guy is, right before you're potentially trying to move him and make him the centerpiece of a Giannis deal. But I think it's fascinating because this is a very different team than it was over the last couple of years, even if it doesn't feel like it, because it's a young team, right? Like all of a sudden we've looked overnight. This is not the Jimmy Butler-led undrafted free agent team from 2023. You look around that locker room now, and it's a bunch of first-round picks. It's a bunch of teenagers or guys in their early 20s. The way that Erik Spoelstra coached the Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, Kevin Love teams of the past, that's not the way he can coach this team. And he's clearly made a decision going to Vegas, right, when he first called out Kel'el, that he has to coach this team a little bit differently. And he's obviously decided that the best way to get what he needs to get out of Kel'el is to call him out publicly, which is very rare, as we know from Erik Spoelstra. Right. This is not just this. Spo doesn't just use press conferences to just get things off his chest. If anything, he keeps it all close. So he's obvious. This is a decision that he made. This is how he's decided that he's going to coach this guy. And he does criticize him. Kel'el comes back and he plays really well. In terms of how they should figure out how to use Kel'el, I do think that they need to get him real playing time, real minutes moving forward. I don't care about the matchups. The fact that they didn't use him against the Bulls on that Saturday night embarrassment because they were playing small. I'm like, it's the Bulls. Why are we matching up with them? They have Patrick Williams at center. What are we doing? Play Kel'el. Dominate the boards. Make them match up with you. They don't have a center that's healthy.
It's a discussion that happens in all of sports, is that what do you do to make them adjust to you and you not always adjusting to them? Because that means they're controlling what you do. And that it happens in all sports. It happens in football. It happens in basketball. It happens in baseball with the 37 changes of pictures. It drives me crazy, that point right there about sports, because at some point it's all about competition. My guy is going to outcompete your guy. He's better skilled than you. I don't care who you put on the floor. And we don't do that anymore.
Right. And apparently not against Patrick Williams, who has not been able to find a good NBA skill for years until he was defending Bam Adebayo, and all of a sudden that's the thing that he's good at. But I don't know. I think they need to find more consistent playing time for him. I think it's frustrating, but I come off as the Spo apologist all the time on my show, and I understand that. I hesitate to question like what this, given this guy's track record of developing players and developing centers, right? You just look at the way they developed Bam with pretty much the same coaching staff. He was really hard on Bam early in Bam's career, and you see how that panned out, right? I don't think you could
like he's like Bam having everybody think they're going to be Bam. It's like thinking all of your kids are going to be like geniuses in algebra.
That's true.
Like they were like, yeah, he's the most mature 19-year-old of all time,
right? I mean, and you know what? In fairness to Kel'el, there's nothing that Kel'el has said or done that would lead you to think that he wasn't as mature.
No, he seems like a really good-hearted guy,
right? Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. Like he has that kind of, when you see him run on the basketball court, he has that like do right. It just, but don't a lot of bigs just play that way? Like, supposed to be running enough basketball. No, hey, to get my bigs to run like wings is gonna be tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like, look, there's a level of physicality that this team is demanding from Kel'el that he doesn't always show all the time, and they decide clearly they've just said, hey, if you're not going to do it, we're going to bench you, and this is. We can have the conversation about whether it should change, but this is clearly the path that they've decided to take with Kel'el.
Go check out Wes Goldberg's work on the Locked On Heat podcast, available on YouTube and all your podcast platforms. Where you're doing real GM radio too, man. Where can people find you throughout this entire trade deadline?
Yeah, trade deadline stuff. I'm doing Locked On NBA Daily. I'm the host of that every day, Monday to Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. It's our national show over at the Locked On Podcast Network. It's really good. We recently launched it, and I'm really proud of the work we're doing there. So we'll have all the stuff covered at the trade deadline plus weekly over at Real GM Radio with the national storylines.
Appreciate it, buddy. Thanks for the time.
Thanks Wes.
Guys.
There you go. Wes Goldberg does a fantastic job. Go check out his work.